ode omre ode wadagie kese wani waso FM yewie na dodo nyina waba behwe Owia TV no wabetie Montie adwumadie na nkoma yedie soso no wode wadwene ama yen anase waso ama yen so hu ni akeka enemasi ene dia chechire oman no yeda wasese wie wanya adaje edi ama yen aha ye Owia television so abzanfo adwumadie no edindi Montie no wageme so yetie Montie no wageme so yetie Montie medase se wageme so sa se wo kuma se asante mantem ne mpatam na se wo hwe ya na se wutie ye ne a oti yenka precise 105.9 FM so precise 105.9 FM so oti yenka so medin edin na Yaw Boamah manfo family bia boga ene yawa dame bosome no ne de toso aduono bako ohwemre no a yese no me ensa ba pa wonsi ma ne be du ene ne dudu bako so ene busiafo ye de dwumade we ebre wo no Dominic Kwakubu Atenku Veronica Jando akosia somwa ya Grace Simon ni obi bia taechi ma be bia wo bia no yetimi aba na ya ba besomo awiei na ya fa dwene ya fa plans de afa Ghana ho ye stream we social media platforms awudo ni nyina so ye social media platforms ni nyina ye streaming so oko Facebook wa ye Owia TV hwehwe yen Facebook no so like ye page no follow yen Facebook na emia notification bell no abribia ye di dwumade we ebre wo no so ho ebema notification waka ye hontem sebe ya yenko na yenko enyawo eno ache oko YouTube so a ye Owia TV official anase Owia TV official anase Owia TV stream yo honom na se oko TikTok no so a ye Owia TV official wadwenche eno nsusu ye fatoto honom ye guso a ye di dwuma no ye bekenkan de amount say WhatsApp message anase text message na opesa ode ba obetimi dia fa 0243 220044 so ami akenka dia ma 0243 220044 so wadwenche no nsusuye na yakenkan de amount ewo dwumadie ne so awie pa konya bi tena so ho ne penso bi esi wo nchen se fufu anase o lunch kum so ho na nse amanfo di dintam so yesmi ni dia najo so ntise bia lunch kum sapa kum ne nyina na wudia so ho penso bi sinche pe drink bi sinche so ho na yemfa dwene emfa Ghana ho awie abzanfo ye hyase na ye de enkomo we ahyase so ho se ne de bia eye ye de bibi hyase na awie so no yemfa eye simple message we enhye ye dwumadie no ase or say not every day will be easy but every day will teach me something enye de bia ena abrabono ebeye mre ye be fa niema hogro so ebeye easy ye kodwomu a ye betoye niema nyina de ama yen ye dwuma chese adwuma ye so ye carpenter ni ye mason ni adwuma wo ye bia obenya adwuma benya customers bebre ye odabi wono mu a enkoye but de bia da ye wade bia obesua ewo eye wasetenam adwuma wo yem wabrabom udwade a wudie usuku a wokọ so ho etese oko school no da bia your subject krono a say English language a da bia da teacher ne be kire bibi foforo topic foforo our subject no mu sana brabo no etie da bia da another topic abrabo no kire wo etese ofa ne sa bibia enya nwanwa bibia enkoya de foforo emma so ho abrabo no you keep going so to say now cause I say not every day will be easy but every day will teach me something me no eye me no eye wo me no so eye unua ba ko no ntia fa ye nyina ho so yemfa nto ekotudwem na yemfa entutu anamon ewo abraba ye bono emum awie gentlemen na e ka me ho awie ama ye digwumadie no eni ora Emmanuel Osejemfi right Emmanuel Osejemfi a development consultant Emmanuel Osejemfi a development consultant so ho okan ho ewo dwumadie we eso so ho na yakọ yenim Emmanuel Osejemfi a development consultant obekan ho awie sa so ena ora kwasi chei former director of communications Emma NPP wo Asantema say ora kwesi chase so no ebetena say awie na miami nua Alhaji Sita Seidu Alhaji Sita Seidu so eka the communication team of the ruling NDC ewo Asantema say Alhaji so betena say na yedi nkomo ya fa adwene de afa Ghana ho nti awie gentleman wey na ebetena se ni ama munsia nom ye de nsem na to no na ya bobobom so ho na ye de afa adwene de afa Ghana ho na awie yenhye enkomo na se na yenhya se emfa emfri eye saasemwe ho yemfa saasemwe enhye yenkomo na se ene awie so ho yemfa eye saasemwe enhye yenkomo na se ene awie na de etienie ebeto dwase court ama ruling say GN Bank mobekaya in 2017 18 19 mo honum na ebeto dwase banks ni bebre wo honum a wo edwetire kuta wo de ye adwuma no ebusiafo enkoye enu nti aban nhyehyɛ egugu bi they also gu no gu no they also kabom they also yi ede kwose bi ekorura baabi no omo etu saa na mo no ema eduru baabi bank ya ye fe ne se GN Bank esoso eho ebekan GN Bank eye bank ya eye opani Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum na oye flag bearer ede ema PPP party no wono ena eye ne dia papa ne yobi a ene companies owo ewo Ghana mema say ne de bebrebe waye investment bebrebe ewo oman mu na GN Bank eka ho na ebeto dwase Bank of Ghana agi GN Bank for license e dey free omon some so beka ya omo downgrade omo from eye bank e dey omo ba savings and loans no no entiase anya adwuma na Bank of Ghana agi omo license kra e dey free omon some a bank no omo lusu bank no entirely kra e dey free omon some omo court emebeye chima mentwe omo court ba koma was it the High Court a ruling etia GN Bank for Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum ene the lawyers amananso a omo etoa so esa so call manim biem ema ekoko wie se eye court asaso emwa wo no court of appeal ene court of appeal e the ruling aba omo order Bank of Ghana se enene chine ya omo restore GN Bank omo license ene omo assets nyina ensaso emfa ema womo na omo enkonkoye omo adwuma na sa ruling we ya ebaye no sameka hye nso a emra Ghana ye born to 2020 elections no edibera 2024 sabre no na enkomo baako amanfo di pa sabre na amanfo pinu a esika akwa didi banks num because GN Bank eye bank baako a so yi Ghana commercial bank to nchene a GN Bank ye bank baako a okọ sebi ekura bia ase eni kuro bia so a na omo eye branch honum edu baabi na majority of Ghana ba adwumayefo eye a teacher for eye nurses num ene a police for nya de no mo de o market ya efa GN Bank because ne community a owom a ebia odi teacher na se oye nurse ni no e bank no branch honum a ebe no into obe prefer say odi ne salary ebe for no dan se bia odi be kwa bank bia ne only branch bia ni kura wo so anase the next town or wa so twa kwantintin p wetimi akwa assess akmanensa akwa kana ketua eno eche so sanse no mo ben communities ne ade no ye ma me no madwadifo ye yere no ne ye guess ya no mo digwane ade bebre na no mo ne GN Bank edigwa pa susu no ne ade na omutu bi o GN Bank ho no mo eno eche so no eba loans no ne ade a na ke so mo mama ne bi pa che se bank ba kwa na ojina ya na obo amanfo pa na eba asa nipa pino sika kokodim example ka hye nso a in 2020 elections no na akwakoye campaign message ewo elections nim na akwakoye campaign message ewo elections nim because na nipa bebre sika akwakodidim we GN Bank to nchene a beige capital just banks ni bebrebe so na amanfo sika kokodidimu a besina ye ne mo kase ye onipa pia besine omo nsanka omo sika ruling way eba Montie anopa ya kese you start to say posty any other day mo bi on ma din komo a chat here me so okoye fixed deposit bi okoto treasury bill bi one of the banks ya ne nsanka into odanyame ase say ruling way aba ogidie say obe start process ni bio na ne nsa ebeka ne sika enti onipa pio musika ekokodidi mu nte be campaign message 2020 elections no na ebusiafo ebe campaign message no mampani John Dramani Mahama Sabra no na oye mampani dada mamenka ne sada na osaso ye candidate Mahama so hu no ye mampani dada no na osaso ye candidate Mahama na oko contest in 2020 enti in 2020 elections num na President John Dramani Mahama promise amanfo a no musika akwakodi dim GN Baggins and some no NHS banks hon sensam no na omo esika akwakodi mo promise wonum na so be ha Mahama's 2020 campaign promise on locked up funds. Mahama's 2020 campaign promise on locked up funds. Like amanfo a wonum sika akwakodi di banks awodo a no mo ensanka ye no in 2020 Mahama Sema Okaye, and the exact words are or you see ye or say we will within 1 year, we will within 1 year of being in office pay customers of collapsed financial institutions all funds locked up. Now many asem nka onse do baby say picture no lie and I say book no lie. Na 2020 elections no President John Dramani Mahama ehia Ghana fo binom titru ene the business community ene say civil society organizations ne dwumayefo emonu omo edi nkomo na that time asempoti ya President Mahama ekaye de efa GN Bank ene banks ahodo a na ban eguno akeka bia bom na omajeje omo license free omo nsemo a na nipa pie soso no esika akwakodidim yemfa we soso nto so se sa na ban no atuatua bidie omo atuatua sika ne bi de amanfo de batodo no a esoso ebekam a na sa amanfo ensu no gujemu pa yentie President Mahama in 2020 asemo a okan e de fa sansem we ho.
Government officials justify the huge amounts it is spending to manage the impact of the collapse of Ghanaian financial institutions, which they now put at a whopping 21 billion Ghana cedis. I weep for the many who have lost their jobs, the many who have lost their jobs, the many who have lost their businesses, and the many who have lost their livelihoods as a result of these policies. I pledge on behalf of the NDC that we shall, within 1 year of being in office, pay all funds that have been locked up with the collapsed financial institutions. Within our first year in office, we shall pay to all the beneficiaries all funds locked up in the collapsed financial institutions. It is a promise. We shall not put together any long-term payment plan that will further worsen the living conditions.
And to where President John Dramani Mahama, the exact in Sema Okanye, the business community, or can't edichere jedifo, or can't edichere, men can say the working class of the society are no musika akwaku GN Bank in 2020. In 2020, they just say proud to the 2020 elections, where President Mahama Semwa or the etuja says Yankopo na dom na segana for the 2 me Emmanuel obi bia nisika akwakudi disa banks no hono no obe making sure say within 1 year obeba abem no obia ensa ebeka nisika na banks so a omo amfamra kwan so no mugugu no obe make sure so be streamline niema na de wo se omo etu ho na mo bia no omo etu ho na mo nti ene court of appeal ruling e ba ye no eno no way President Mahama ne campaign in 2020 asema okan ye na emra owini ye emra obedi nkunim no for ne finance minister which is Dr. Kesel Atuba Forsen. Dr. Kesel Atuba Forsen ebusiafo ono so na eja nkomodidia ena na amanfo de ni die to adwene de afa sika akwakodidi amanfo ensam sika akwakodidi sa banks no ensam a besine nipa pinu a ensa enkan okasai de efa ho enti finance minister on repayment of locked up funds. Finance minister on repayment of locked up funds. For the Okanyeni, or say, am I going to borrow another 10 billion Ghana cedis and saddle the state with additional debt, or say no way? And now the finance minister, Dr. Kesel Atuba Forsen, and na amount for Echina Jini de Esiswo say in 2020 na moye campaign na Montie earning kunimno and some say and o flag bearer at that time and wabe president okanye de Echire Ghana for sa samne da so da ho sa problem no da so da honom na obe ni deni and na ode etuga say onko no nkonko jebosia be 10 billion Ghana cedis no more emfa emetwechi asaka no na eno soso no emeye eka emeto oman no etire so nti wei the finance minister ne nsem a wode etudwa de efa president ne nsem no ehom na bisafo yenhwe ade bi ewa hase kakra yenhwe ade bi ewo hase kakra na se o share government position on locked up funds ne say government's current position on locked up funds. Number one, or say government will not borrow to repay locked up funds. Number two, responsibility should not fall on taxpayers. Number three, financial sector cleanup already cost 30.3 billion Ghana cedis. Number four, roadmap to settle obligations being developed into a government position or omwa omusika akwakodidi emyamia eni ade and obeka shenen so a emra sa banks ye gugu no kofa nsem bebrebe de eba ya nipa pi sika kokodim ebi honomu a na oye adwuma GN Bank obi also so a na oye adwuma Unibank so hu anase Unicredit so tia say ena asem ekokoba ye ewiase bank no efri honum nipa no ye adwuma honum no ye yinadi se onko tena fie obi oso so a ni fie ni na Montie nyina ena ode ye investment bank honum a ne nsa entimi anka obeka ya Gold Coast Security ene chese enyeku ahodo pi aban egugu no a ekofa how ede ebaye aban ekofa levy bi buy na ye about 15% tax bi ede baya na omo ehwese yede ebetete saka no ede efri honomo na omo ehwese yede ebetete saka no ede efri honomo and sa levy no ohwe baby a ede yen eba bedru ya ebusanfo sa ohwe graph ya eda o screen ne so a o say trend of revenue from financial sector cleanup levy, trend of revenue from financial sector cleanup levy. Now, it started from 2021 to 2025. It started from 2021 to 2025. And he say, Oshe graph na edaha say no in 2021 Ghana enya about 262 million Ghana cedis. Over 2022 numa yenya about 365 million. And yeba 2023 ebenya 643 million. Yeba 2024 ebenya 862 million. And yeba 2025 ebenya 1.1 billion edi free eye sadie num ema baby aye babejina yeni na nyina ne target ni nyina ye se e car na sa banks na ye gugu no ekeka bomu ema amanfo p investment kese ebo wo mu ene ade ebi craft enam so wuwu ye ene ade no na omo hwe se omo ede beso so sa kanim ede afri ho no nti wei eye graph no be bia ye ba beduru ye 2025 ya etwam no na je se aban enya be 1.1 billion Ghana cedis and then the free a financial sector cleanup levy no aban de ba ye in 2021 and you could see a year 2025 no yemfa the last slide na fe yentie eye enkomobia eye empenimfo e de atutuja efa eye court ruling na ene eba ye no eho na yenhye so revenue a for yakekadia bom nyina revenue from financial sector cleanup levy since 2021 to 2025. Okay, coming in our bomua, for yenam 3.2 billion Ghana cedis. Yenam 3.2 billion Ghana cedis. And no, a year revenue if free more a buy. In time for a court no any ruling a bar and no pay no. Among 4 questions no mubusa and they say anyembiano a buy. Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum, ya say Bank of Ghana, and for the license, emano, na onko pretty ni GN Bank, ni assets, na say ne Japadie, say unse GN Bank, so de, untimi mienu kiosk mu, say your kiosk cry ye Japadie, say store dime back okra ye Japadie, say abrosai asekura no ane say bank ne dia. Eye wonom Japadie so hu say your car bekaya e be to just banks ni bi wonom a omo cars nom ene ade amanfo bia ye tonton Japadie bi so hu na ye de achiachia e car aba beto achiri enti sa ka ni nyina ebusa se aban e be kwakofa sika wo hin na ode aba betua e na Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum a ono no se ye de ne license e ma no se onsa so nko operative bank no obenya sika wo hen no de etusa na mo no absia for emra ne court of appeal e de sa ruling we e bae no Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum e kasai na okasai about ruling no ye ni kan entie eno emra sisie.
There's a lot to say, but not today. At an appropriate time, we will hold a press conference to go through what we have experienced and the difficulties moving forward. What I want to say also is that we are in a very good political environment. That environment has brought about a wind of change, and we are expecting that with the license restored, that we will now play our part in making sure that this country achieves the level of prosperity that is
needed. Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum, Group Ndum CEO, Mamen Kanesa, Group Ndum CEO, founder, bankroller, and yet in Kadeno Chesusunum, or Sasu di Bisoso, or Kasai Edefa, Omwa, Sa Adia Weya Bank of Ghana, se GN Bank, or more license, dear free or monsum, and nam so emo mu ye, almost so a ne ebio or my yare good dem, almost so a nam so ma, and ne ebia, wafobia, then for be buano, amana in sa corner no. What's me Bob Brebi, or Munina Abrabo, Abbas, son of Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum, as I saw a Kasa say the farm.
It's been a difficult, very difficult 7 years. We want to thank family, we want to thank all of our employees. We've had some very loyal, hardworking employees who have stood with us all these years, and definitely we give thanks to the Almighty for keeping us healthy enough to be where we are, because this has been a very tough, very difficult time that we have gone through. It's just unimaginable. There's a lot to say, but not today. At an appropriate time, we will hold a press conference to go through what we have experienced and the difficulties moving forward. What I want to say also is that we are in a very good political environment. That environment has brought about a wind of change, And we are expecting that with the license restored, that we will now play our part in making sure that this country achieves the level of prosperity that is needed. There are just too many difficulties. Some people have died. Some have lost their jobs. Assets have been destroyed. Many things will not get back. But what we promise is that we will restore this country, we will restore our business, and we will make certain that our second coming is even better than the first one. So, thank you very much.
Papa Kwesi Indum, Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum, and I was for yete no and can we yemra, not just a court no ruling no aba, court order, say Bank of Ghana Enfa Group Indum, and I say GN Bank womo a license Emma would mo japade or more assets in asono or more emiki sure say or more edu or my dear ebema womo and na a Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum, the CEO, the bankroller, founder and leader of a group Indum, the companies also hotels or papa no nyasem ketwa and nipa thousands no more edidi e was a bank we mo se staffer no wa for madwuma se na make say oko every village, every district, so just a towns and communities na papa we our branch our honomwa at least offer a university graduate be ofa ebi akrach ni bi ohonomo so hu a ono so no obidi amana so amanfo eso and omunyina lost their jobs so to say nti we eye de ababetodwa nti the CEO na omaye hu and order tudwa say or promise Ghana for say eye GN Bank no just say de eba de eso de achire eba no eso chen ni nyina ombe hye bank papa normally assume Ghana for. And the way a latest about a banks a gugu ye and a home instance. And mobile catches and so my name say Grace our pictures Libya. Emra Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum echo President John Dramani Mahama Honum ahead of 2024 elections. Mobile kaya one a GN Bank staff ni bi call a Mampeni John Dramani Mahama Honum our office. Emma omo petitions and omo document echo command yes we crowd as after elections President John Dramani Mahama din kunimwa na wufie no good we emra no the petition no emmanuel no good we emra na ode omo petition no ne staff ni bia na omo ye adwuma wo GN Bank omo the petition echo command na the hope and mekaipa Sir President John Dramani Mahama so no ehye ne bo at that time say oba or se ne bo say enkratasem ene bibia o muhwem na say anyemra kwanso amfamra kwanso ene ye je ne bank di free ne nsem a obesa so edinade amano and ene 16 months in President John Dramani Mahama the government 16 months 16 months ana 17 60 and 17 ba ni nyina so ho ode eye ne banga manu nti we eye emra na wahia no ewo mampani John Dramani Mahama ne private office na che say no nya enco Jubilee House so ho ne private office na one no ode document we ma no President Mahama so ehye ne bontie ne eye okwa papa na kwa for years okwa papa na kwa for years na ochre se aban ene Bank of Ghana mfabra kwan so ena omo je ne bank e de free ne nsem no ede abam e de amano me kai se okọ ne Facebook page and ase ne Facebook wall a ochro to hono say o say I am putting on my white shirt and something come on we are going to work and I just say or encouraging staff no enyina say they should pick up their shirts, pick up their pens and omo papers na omo kwa adwuma na je say no nim de na edi akiri bana no pay enra ana de saa de ne to ho no manwumre no na no pay ruling eba ya and then insa e kan bank nti we GN Bank nsensem no eno no ye nto so na ye nkwa yanim na ye kwa yanim no kwambafo abronye abro de nyampa ne din ene ne honam sepa kwambafo abronye abrantie we has been in the news for the past 2 weeks so say 3 weeks ni ewo omaye mu ni nyina eye remanda eye Accra Circuit Court judge ede no ekoye say onkotwa 2 weeks BNI for sales ema che say MPP for charge because omufi say oye a regional chairman bono regional chairman ema NPP eno no na court aremande no omufi say court no amfamra kwan so na oderemande no na biem sukura na ade a abronye ye ya enu nti court no se waremande no omo efi se sa bone ne nye bone bia o se judge no eremande no na grounds a judge no ejina so ederemande no na MPP amanyuko efi se 77 preduasa entasumu ene omo keka bi pa keka ya ema the flag bearer Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ebe issue statement ewo ne nkrofo ne party ma enne ne achiwe enne ne apiki we enne ne akofa we no Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia issue statement edifa home enum na last week Sunday and last weekend the minority leader Honorable Alexander Afenyoma Kinene ono so minority no ne MPP press conference here ene oko straight ye kika bie chese judge ne de woni okika bi de kire no ene afenyo de memma no a na enya asem keto no so no amanfo so kwa afenyo so say dabi we too big and I say ni umudro city ni kwan say we yes sir and still or justified yentia or yes sir ne party NPP so ebe backe no say every single word every afenyo mark ne numa ba no omo support etechire efua so a enye say omo ejim enra abronye case no omo court entimi ani asem no ema omo postpone de be she ne enra de to manim na busuafo de ete ne say ne court no ekotena se no Accra High Court granted bail to Kwambafo Abronye DC in a sum of 100,000 Ghana cedis with 2 sureties. For conditions wa Abronye bail bail no modi amano no nyina no and say 100,000 Ghana cedis yes na de ka ho and say ordinary passport ebekọ akwakoto court registry honum ordinary passport ebekọ akwakoto court registry honum say echina bi enkoba se bia ehwe abronye ne yeso watu kwan debi eno achire susu no na wotwe mienu bia ode no bekọ akọkira policefo CID fo ewo omayimu na wotwe mienu bia ode no bekọ akọkira CID fo ewo omayimu ena sempo abronye pesu otu kwan bibini na opesu otu kwan efiri omayimu a ewo so okọ na obebo court amane ansa na se court man kwan a ansa na wotimi etu no kwan kro no a opese otuo no nti court de atugya se abri bia court be frasem no anase court be hia kwambafo abronye no o se NPP party no e produce kwambafo na obefesi emra no emra court no ma ruling ni wie no empenimfo pi no na kasae Justin Kodia Frimpong a o general secretary de NPP party no e kasae no de na small de tu gane se NPP party no e ko akwa report judge no a o remand abronye no the ama chief justice ene the judicial service say owura no obum raso wamfamra kwan so ene ye de oye na anu adane yintie the general secretary of MPP lawyer Justin Kodia Frimpong.
Tomorrow the new patriotic party will file a petition against the circuit court at 9 for misconduct, the judge for circuit court 9 for misconduct, that the court asked for a short adjournment based on the plea from the Attorney General that they needed to study the records. The court obliged to it and set today for the bail application to be heard. Indeed, the counsels for Kwame Bafo Abronye moved the application, and the Attorney General did not oppose to the application, which for us, we felt that it could have been done yesterday. Because if they was going to go and come back and say that they have no objection to the application, why didn't they do it yesterday? But be as it may, the court has granted the bail application, subject to some condition that the court has set, which should not be a problem for the accused. So we are happy that at least justice has been served, and we have been very consistent from day one that this is a case of misdemeanor, which a bail should not have been an issue at all at the circuit court. But as the trial judge at the circuit court did, which we had to come back to the high court. Indeed, we find the conduct of the trial judge as unacceptable, in some extent a misconduct. And it's not something that we are going to just let go. We are filing a petition to the Chief Justice for Justice Num Kusong to be removed from the case of the Republic versus Abronya, because we believe that he has taken stand in the case and he cannot be a judge in his own case, and therefore justice will be well served when the case is given to a different judge to look into the matter.
General. The General Secretary of MPP, lawyer Justin Kodia Frimpong, and yet in Kase, on so editor and some for him, say on Bekwa report to Circuit Court judge, the Chief Justice and the Judicial Service, say the Owia, or boom raso, one famra nye jumatiti amrano so, tan. Ya, and say your man of crime, a man at Twasso Massa case we crano, or Bemubu, untiming a judge in his own court. It was a 74 no on one so na etna sem no or transem no na ekoya and I say ye buy lawyer Kojo Ponkroma or no ena edi animu se lawyer Emma Kwambafo abronye ewu case mum ewum se enanyamienum ne lawyers a NPP parade ye e court one man pay no abusiafo na nya asem keto akra lawyers a NPP parade ye e court one na heze omo eni abre Kojo Ponkroma ene di omanim as a lead counsel, Emma, omu itimi enya build ma abronye. Ono so eni kasakakra.
The tension is high already. I think yesterday you saw the Peace Council issue a statement that acknowledged that the tension is high. Why is the tension high? The tension is high because every well-meaning member of the Ghanaian society can see that the government of the day is using sections 207 and 208 to suppress dissenting views. That is what is raising the tensions, because there have been many other instances in which very senior people on the NDC side, including the current president himself, made comments about the judiciary, and you didn't see 207, 208 being applied in this manner. It is those things that are heightening the tension, and it is that tension that I think the Peace Council is calling on the authorities to try to rein in by putting a stop to this practice that they are embarking upon.
Kroma lawyer Kojo Ponkroma ma menkana saa is a brand and just say on the lead counsel de Makwambafo abronye o case me wom say lawyer se call hon no more so the former attorney general Godfrey Ebo Adame na oka ho the member of parliament for Menchia South constituency lawyer na AJ Bafo Owia no so eka ho ene che be hu say honorable Patrick Yaw Boamah na nye ne kra na nim say ono so we lawyer ni Honorable Patrick Yaw Boamah no mo nyina se court ono mo a na ni nyina ye se omo pre ape bill de ama omo regional chairman Kwambafo abronye sa case no na ebusiafo sa case we no nipa pino ase yan asa NDC aban yi ba ye mampani John Dramani Mahama ba ye wo ka manfo kasaboa de ahye wo mo yam okokasa ne achew ubie wano ane achew or suppress press freedom nom ene eye free speech nom ne ade ade a ena manfo the general secretary of NDC so e de ababetu gya se obi bie ne wono mo a or suppress eye free speech e wo mayimu obi bie ne wono mo a wakwa kasa ame ache no otiwa o kasa o kire wadwiri a onka de ensem fatai so obi ameche o obi ameka o deche nti o se MPP for no nsem no mo kan de ene kwan so obi asoso so enye se obi e ka obi a e kasabo e de ahye ne yam eye ora fifi kwete eye general secretary Edema NDC ono so na response a wode ema MPP for no so.
Our friends tend to be a little bit too sensational in the way they approach things. We've been on this journey now since 1993. That's been quite a bit. And of course, it's still not a perfect journey. But I think as a country, we really have made a lot of progress. To say that a personality like John Mahama is somebody who literally is trying to, should I call it, emasculate an opposition, To be honest, even the persona of John Mahama, people who have dealt closely with him, I can tell you, my own good friend Finyamakin, who is the leader of the minority, in his heart knows that the persona of John Mahama is not a personality who will be trying to emasculate or prevent people from really expressing themselves. But as I said, sometimes in this game of politics, people have to say what they've got to say. The opposition must do what it's got to do. I am all for making sure we do what it can to always progress, always go to that next level. I don't believe we've reached the end at all when it comes to the freedoms of our people, because at the end of the day, it's only when our people truly become free, but not just freedom from misbehavior, but freedom to be able to leverage our capacities to make our country great and strong. That is the kind of freedom that we need. So I would say, let's allow the laws to operate. If truly you feel your freedoms are being, shall I call it, trampled upon, there are institutions, there are ways.
The General Secretary of the ruling NDC, Ura Fifi Fiave Kote Eniete Nkanoa, so the response or the Emma MPP for or more accuse MP NDC abang or more accuse President Mahama say free speech or suppressive free speech or kika man for kasabwa de asewo mo yam ubie wanu ane e ba beche ni ade no was yes or more minority or more opposition and opposition there or so ye there was so ye we no asa na BPP or say honorable afenyo marken enim pathe sensem na o ka nyesa na President John Dramani Mahama ni su ene ne bantie enso eja omo opposition de also mututu bigum sebe amanfo ebeti wonum ase yeguso de mu MPP atena ye na abetodwa so MPP internal elections na yekoso na busiafo de yetie ene se call Effiga Sechere East constituency a yesi owura bi e friend say edumensa atam omo elections no e de Kumasi High Court e kwakoje court injunction e de ato abato no so adaya wose kwan a party ne mpanimfo afa so e organize abato no e wo Effiga Sechere East mpesua no so no entwe ye titiru ene wose krobi e friend say dome amenase wose se no musi ya abato no entwe ye nti ono de okokot no akwakoje court injunction no de ato abato no nyina so
ya how unti e de injunction akotusu na eyiti aprekope migiri se ye beko election yi mu no ye te committee na committee ni tena so no hu se afane no de ba asunje be ba ye se polling station executive o mu bo aye ma ye campaign 2024 no polling station executive no o ma ye dwumaden abrenti so obi nye mre dia ye ma o mu nkam o mu ko onopus na afi so coordinators ni polling station executive no omo nenne campaign wase ho enti tutu na omo se party nsi emfa nka ho na polling station bi yenye party executive nge 7 no omo so omo mpesa ankrofo no meka ho ya abra abato ne de yento aba na committee no ebe ka kire ma ye nyina so gitu na ye wie ye no forms no ekọ no ekodu mebi na oma fa kuntunu ase no person de mangrofo kakra bi ye hu dede kakra na omsa ye eno bi ma obi afile ye ma obi etuatua reduce kama afi ya file forms awie abedura yi regional rep aba oma ye meeting na ye boboguma regional rep so okwachire wo de beba de hu ya ne se inkrofo asase ye receive text message ya ye bogu system yebusa we ya research o se no IT coordinator o se hwi meduri no ho ebin eba asa ne se bebiru mo ho a se wo ma replace wo mo dadadafo na ye se committee ye se mbo ho ba no wo ma yi bebire fi mo mo diri se wo mo no kasa bia anko yi o mfi so mo nto aba ma incumbent MP eye honorable medicine council board wo mo nto aba ma no obi bia ehun se oye yi no wo ma yi wo mo nyina afiri mu na afi se kakra na and the office of the Umbeto Aba Montie, Makofa Nipa Fufro, Ababi Wurem. And Ama ye de air cost or consuence, Ama, if you are going number Bema, make a Sunday, Kurampuno. If in Mabu, the only you be free Mabudia, Agona, a year, a bosom for or grant him few more Sunday, one, yes, court, and find Johnson Tosso. Copy say,
Ora Edu Mensa, our polling station coordinator or domain Amenasia. Enei Oko Court, no Aquacoja Court in Junction, there 2 MPP about so a figure such East about on Pesuaso, MPP internal elections, polling station elections, and a cosono, a munsum, nibi, and no. Mame Emma Macrache for Nakwaba, me guest no memo Makwaba, we so home, na chese yen to so Emmanuel Osei Jemfi, Emmanuel Osei Jemfi, a development consultant. Emmanuel Osei Jemfi, a development consultant. Emmanuel, you'll be just say everything about society, everything about humanity. Ima edana koma so, ima kame ho awie ama ye din komo de afa Ghana ho so ho. Sa so na me ofa kwesi chei, me ofa kwesi chei. So a former director of communications for the NPP was Santamantama say no of akwesi chesu so no ebe kame ho e wo fia ha na ye di enkomo e na me aminua Alhaji Sita Seidu so eka the communication team of NDC ho e wo Asantamantama say Alhaji so no ebe tena se ama yafa adwene ye di enkomo e wo dwumedie so ye ka mo say ye dwumedie live or precise 105.9 FM so live or precise 105.9 FM so and yes actually live on Owia television live on Owia television and you stream so over your social media platforms ding so kai ho for adwenkyere onsusu ye bra ye ni atem adwenkyere na yenko yenim ima akwaba abusiafo ho ye
Eradi Adom, Fiboko.
O say ti ye me fe.
So,
aye. Em fe pa. Em fe pa. Aye. Akwaba so.
Yeah.
My mama of akwasi chesu so akwaba. Over.
Yeah, man.
Akwaba.
Thank you.
Ne Fiboko.
Boni bienu. Boni bienu.
Ofa ese mo to aba police station abatu so na. Se baby amode adroni police station.
Kasa
Kasa.
What was a few grand to go? One was always a few with him. The party kaka we say and some me did say. Obi no always expect to say BBC beba. What I say. I said the painting picture. Akwa said bia. Friends I mean please. Bibia benya I was saying for no say be say yemani I said the painting picture na say what picture. And he said that is how it should be painted. You know, baby, I was here, baby, actually, now my phones so here, party man is so munya power, baby, Nafi, and say, a bit me a CC, no money for us, one happy. The Aqua could do baby, or see it in full gauge near the said you may dear Nankasa Asi. Yeah, the Senna, yes, sir. By any tomb, sir. If you are Nipa woman, dear, you're yanning in our friends, you're not going to have that.
They are
mensem kakra bi beba bebem obi no Montie bi no ase bi no be o ma dwe say fa kwa bi so hankofo no ne ade it is there I just say
this offer be to say just say so I just say sensem bobo ba ye so
I just require the man me expect say be a problem beba
now we expect
it because already never say yaba
abapen
I know was here say be a correction be ho was here I almost say pempi no ya na say be a bitterness be o baby if you my anything what I say if you my anything be ho a bitterness dey free be 2012 no dey asem sa it no I think so was here na say na ma we nyina no 1 or 2 be ho a it me free na man for so I say if you now for go na be here you just try to get out with that. All the mention. Now, any film. So, about the Debia there, a Genoma and I made me say, okay, was it a quatrace enough for the sake of the party? Mayor, I will go and then stay behind nothing. And will be our Samede Buano. But that is not supposed to mean Sabia was a will be Sissi will be, and I say Bia will be on the right way. Ye be or no so, Ebehano. Yana and ye. I mean, did he say? Eye ko nanim no nyama bebre ho a
betenetene
ti ma mencha na me fanchi ama ya me flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Baumia me cha Justin Kodua ne panyefo ni na o mase se de o mase akuta party no mu a bibi ba o mutimi hwe de animu na na bi no ne lawyer ai oboase e friend say oh Afakwa.
Lawyer Fakwa, yes.
Asida kese kwadwo no. Emna omu nyina ase. Yense Rwade mpa abomom. Se mama obi abamum. Omunti ase se sa na agrodete.
Okay.
Sa emre no besisa.
Mate.
Enche kra.
Mate. Ima.
That's it.
MPP
problem no boapayo.
Internal election issues here koso.
Boapayo.
Ne boapayo ne
Because
yede.
she ba bigina I dance around it boapayo deliberate.
Sesei.
The cause MPP mu hula ba loose ntokwa ni nyina deliberate.
Adentia.
You see the first step to problem solving identification of the problem.
Yes.
MPP phoning problem. Whenever omobeye grassroots elections, MPP no say from 1999 to 2013, I'm a polling station executive.
From 1999 to 2013. I want to ujiga ya ukoe no.
Polling station.
2013 na ujiga ya ukoe no.
2013 mum ena me jai polling station.
Okay. Okay.
Member of the national communications team.
Okay.
Free
polling station adwuma no.
And the quantity unemployed graduates in Ghana youth watching the idea. Me adu me parliament kakra ko butu ya na ye someone pay for ho ne ade omunim so what me identify a problem now you can easily solve it omunim but boapayo a leadership issue
problem ne dey
problem ne say personal interest ade MPP party no papa you see MPP pride in ho say or a party of intellectuals
the elite
party. But I'm telling you that in reality, no, party a mum penyifo bi, you know, MPP for MPP ne party would demonstrate say you have what it takes. We are intelligent, we are innovative, we are opinionated. You become an enemy. Truth be told, you cannot cry. MPP ne party
a threat to
what I say a dent on the elite status of the party. Party I say elite party to be a bemo so I had your more demonstrating intellectual prowess in Tibia Okomwa. My memo more than a so me dynamics a bemo so when given opportunity I can do something. Oh yes, happy you become an enemy. MP sir. Any chairman for more honey coordinators, any constituency executives now, because MPs, nyina slow competition, and they have to do something. Ebema omunya upper hand, undue advantage through the polling station elections. No, also manipulated system. No, any favorites be equate now. Me one MPP no interest how 4 best of the NPP. Yes, I know what MPP no. Almost say when you are given position. But more than distinguish so they be about whoever forms the delegates who name say more than more bonity betwama sana MPP party but they say I think to the extent say Oma GBB friend mafiaism in MPP constitution in Yankum but Oma Jetu was a party
mafioso
and happy yemubi no we don't know mafia me a Methodist ni I believe in meritocracy. What I say, in the media, it is almost a politics concern. Politics born some day among can a meaning say, Yamin about politics. See, I'm far and done in your money and fashion your man will be a hunton. It's away from all these things. Oh, MPB or Babwan Homodin, while accumulated scammer, no mafia, no any favorite, no more trauma, the chairman be, constituency chairman be. Oh, police station for no crowd and get problem. But MP. Any constituency executives
yes chairman na is a chairman no crowd be na unsam ni bia wo untimi o
ni interest ba unsam ni bi na we mafia so obetimi
obedi ache
obetimi have you away what I say because at the end of the day no I say yes you disqualify we disqualify enku say be party na here enti nipa na oba no hwe no na say okuta bibia or you very popular or you be a onim kasa nipa bu no nipa respecting no or you attractive obetuma attracting kofo ba party ni mu a na so form ebia forms no eye kra minia moano minia ha no mistake so correct bra or my disqualify and you see leadership of the party those are the top no minimum but broody they are brooding over it forgetting say party no tisi nyame asem so nti da bia yesi awrade kasa na nyame asem so mbehu no kre no na no kre bo mo ya de hye da MPP de no kre be ya adwuma bia ba de hye dem wo ye hwan wo ya ban sei wo so be wiam sei MPP be bitiu
mate
wo ye so be wiam sei 2016 na NDC for anyu on say the NPP bo omhwe wo and at the moment omo be kata
sabre na no kra ye adwuma
okay the moment omo be tu no kra de so no mo kontompo ade no mo bo mo homoden say kra
enkosi aga
nyame asem na kan wo say mo hu no kra mo ya de hye ma hu no kra na wo be ko nkwayem say the opposite of addition de ene nkwaye enti sa pepe eye free advice fa na omani ada ho no my solve sa problem na party be attractive keke
Matia ima over we dey say wo fa asiase mo kan
there be many problem ni busa say onu akaza so no ye police station adwuma pen
yes so say from 1999 to 2013
this time no mu ye mafia de no ko she ho
there be
for about 14 years
of course
omi busa ya sem busa almost onu ni claim no ne say omu ye mafia me pacho and na no ya no the same party system na koso me point ne say wo de wo ko shem no de obi anya mafia fo anko what me aye party ma
so busa
memo ya no
kontokwa me kama say wo waka wa sem bi waka me musa wa sem me rhetorical na me busa so wo claim no and say mafioso ne dey crop for shemu oh me pacho say say na wo time de na nya mafioso so wo time akwanya me pacho
now so what verdict those times that is
ima over pacho ma minti
that's pa enti no ade no ne say so obi edu nkofo ye mafioso de obi ko shemu a o say from 1911 to today
1999 to 2013
how many years
14 years
utimi tena fa ko sa 14 years o say we are police
through the ranks
say be a start say be a police station youth organizer and e be o de ba ya be the chairman kra
ni na so yeto so aba
ni na
so mafioso na bi
ni na yeto me so aba me Montie yeto ma ni yeto forms on your chamo bi
ima
what the waste time
ima pacho
akaza me party no ne ka ho asem ana me maka madwene ana wo yusu me din say I'm dancing around it but ma me ka no me so nim say no kra na me ka no me point ne say yes there will be problems say them can say busuamu kra bibi saba obi anso ba jetum say me ba na me say ka say yanhwe say bibi o wa aya yanhwe na yanhwe no na nema no nyade ntimi koye ana wo ba mu amedi na ade hyase eti wo di me din hyase na me reply wo dia eno dia wo create ma wo be kasa me point ne say
osusu di ni di be wie ho
me do di be wie ma wo me ka me point ne say what me aye 99 abamu ani okwa ani atoama wo okwa ani atoama wo okwa ani atoama 99 to 20 2013 ya disqualify wo da aso na wo shemu na no dia wo nya mafia na wo shemu a wo gusu a wo wo progress ni adade ana dia ekodu obi so na ni pakro ni wo bi dia ono dia mafia so abam ana nkofo ya mafia ni adade what is that and you tell it doesn't click because no kwani nya me any point ni say your friend says wo to mix them for all this say how many years 14 years me busa confirmation 14 good years o anya mafia na mo bi ba na that's ono so o mu no say o through the ranks ono de o ya mafia you don't do that what do you mean probity and or probity at the same time you don't do that et wo bibi na say wo bibi a wo pese o ka wo concentrate no waka but man you so me dey no say wo stamping pad wo dey ba na dey abebe hwi o headel you don't do that
mate over yankwa anim enkomo we ma menhya sem famfree ima ho because it borders on sabreno youth thousands of youth na ye adwuma GN bank na nya sem ketwa na me ka sem bi say na edu ba bi kwa na akwat say every district every like a big town bia no obenya GN bank branch ho na a lot of teachers minim kra no minim no teacher for ni nurses for bebrebe na esanse bank ne burning ti no or the salary kofa ho se be ya eja obetima assess ne salary entem bank no ekofo mene court of appeal a direct Bank of Ghana say omon formal license ema omo Dr. Papa Kwesi Nduma kasa ema wa or the assurance say ba say yes enema say enema jigui na people should expect a better GN bank a better banking from ono any group indum I mean until
medasi na machia etiefo ne ahwefo machia of Akwesichi na masre ne say asem no ni yemu ye kan yemu you take clue and then you work with it na boawo the enya no ato agu
no correct
minua GM bank a story me hu ne mani age So I'm saying my youth activism for a long time.
Yeah.
Obi a meet unemployed graduates association. Aba na me ejuma of parliament. Me unemployed because me were classmates here. Around that time, obefro. Oh, me 50 cities. Around that time,
2016.
Many 50 cities. Be crowd be 20
cities.
Na sa ko pe home pim, ukobo home pim money 200 cities. Minim so person worship you. Or person some say Christo. Say yo. So it became a very sorrowful intimate French ambassador. By then, not so the whole land yibi.
Okay. Okay.
You share a PGA, Parliamentarian for Global Action Program B. MP, in this me code.
Yeah.
But me share na Swiss ambassador or be free Zimbabwe MPs near day. Na me share that nature. And I may observe ya until omuwi na me bopino. Me bopino kra pa me. Na me say me ko.
O kone nchen kra de
pa me. Na me sre ya me start me French ki to ebi. Me dey no start here. Nti I don't catch na.
To start ne c'est n'est pas problème monsieur. Wasre.
Bonjour monsieur.
Yes.
Uniana papa and mama audience.
Attention, okay.
Na on honorable backbend. No, say o mean leaders
of the house at that time.
Majority leader.
Okay.
Honorable backbend here majority leader. No, say chairman sabozi minority leader.
Okay.
And I excuse you, I'm on the imagine now. Me hwe ni na na hwe me na say me akasa me ye ntem na me free o. And this am to me enya asem. And I make a chance say youth of this country, your problem. Your problem is that we don't have a common voice.
Yeah.
Inti politicians ne ba policies any agenda on the baby and a youth unfriendly. Almost share that single youth team, but in reality, no, because when it comes to stakeholder engagement and I say more policy formulation, they don't even involve the youth. A classical case in contest, any President Mahama, Nancy also say kuku dem biso mo share economy no. Now more and developing policies be on make obey okay. What's na youth in him? Kokra for they know so umkra na be a base 60 years. But now sister station Mika is this has been the problem and it's continuing. Young person be anya dey mm. But I'm catching and say into me person me form me could be I better represented as the voice of the Ghanaian youth. Papa and say go ahead. In France or catch them say France or youth groups are very opinionated. And I'm used to Malema, or they say Malema.
Yeah, Julius
Malema.
South Africa.
Me citing, I say, I want to build something like that. And I say, I'm in my office. Oh, no, I'm in a card. Only I'm in the office. Oh, no, my maybe you're honestly a Brunese. I'm make a jam. But still, I founded the Ghana Youth Watch. Reps in almost all the then 10 regions of Ghana. By then, you have 10 regions.
Yes.
Your platform up till today, be
platform
active. And that so they form unemployed graduates. Say, but there is something like that. In Sebi, Impreduasa. Say, Omunya Scano. Now, almost say, now, Omunkai say, unemployed youth, Bisu or what? Omo abrabo say social vices because on some pay ejumama and sa any ejuma meaning when it comes to anything that betters the plight of the Ghanaian youth, I'm very critical with it. That makes me say Court of Appeal. I restore GN Bank lines in Meniaji. And in 2009, I was very critical last year or two. Last 2 or 3 years on MPP. I say Abraham so good banks be. Na banks no account mo buy say okay at the end of the day say 9 billion Ghana cedis ometumi gina omo na so our finance minister leading government e say 9 billion no onya into okọ ahead ekugu no we we say you see there are your unkofu bi o ha I'm telling you say nyame be hye o nyame so abi tu omo ka in the sense say
one
omo make ba omo sa afọ omo fa nipa ho and it cuts across Ghana for yo nipa bi ho omo sunu omo ban no eye de any or to omo benefiting kwa de fa nipa humanity pa ho no omo fa ho na we say nyame de be chew aban ne say ogu banks we nyina I knew the number of the hundreds of thousands of young people la omo nyuma be say 9 billion also onya ho no mete na say until say ogu banks no na okọ parliament the business is kasa na go the 23 billion Ghana cedis the good banks omo pe 9 billion no we gina omo na so na Bank of Ghana regulate you o say unya 9 billion But at the end of the day, we call Parliament. You know, catch my Ghana for say, what the 23 billion Ghana cedis in the good banks now. What are you trying to tell some of us? Me papa no cramming chumau. Hello.
Yeah.
Me say me papa no. Me tiasi. I'll make everybody know nipa bonisema. Why? But there are people like they don't care. Almost they belong to the political party. And the taxpayers' money. O mame, o fa, o se wesi ka o. Enya president ni sika o. Enya vice president ni sika o. Enya party chairman ni sika o. Nana ya boa ma wo mame o se wa o fa o bra o nuanom esika. 23 billion wa also the account. O de akwa kogu no. I say unuanom ne wo fa asefo e no classmates no sorry for enko unemployed. Oh, asidan Kenya me. Pakwesi die why bold wa follow adena babesi ne.
Yeah.
Ene nyame ayadom amia restore the license. And pana me boso benya capital free baby. Because if you stay out of business for a long time, masa unyome nyina be say. Unyome nyina be say.
Me kai say last time bi okoto kakra wo ni old offices ni bi. Oduro baby ne branch office ba ko na so obi de say ne bro akugu ho.
Baby was force.
Baby was obi de force akugu ho. Oton like so ma biem.
Ma enti hoda ho. Enti say watch maybe o say o masa fa be go na.
Fa be go ho na de be pek kakra ma me fa ni di.
Enti araho sem pa esi Ghana me bom pa say. En sese sade ni bi si Ghana bio.
E ka UT Bank, GN Bank, Beige Capital.
Nina. I'm telling you, guy be Cosmos, Michiao, when seen the movie. He was doing so well. Could join a bank. Or a workaholic by nature. Into an Ojuman or year and a year. Into next care ban is a womb. I feel now only as about the zero.
Oh,
Onim say about it is a number 1 year. You see, when we talk of governance, I say, Yana could run can crunch Ghana penny for our own. Almost short chain years. Almost alive is a Juma Moyano. Omoya Juma pa, Tom's alive. By Yana a watch now. I was here men's good. We had the men's good be in power. Your friend be Security and Exchange Commission. I buy una in Pakotna. Say men's gold, edume dieno, dream anaketa sesha na proebium, and I would tiamra unim. Entire now license no say onyadwuma. The moment obi say omoye omo de omusika kwato men's gold omoye edufudi pe. Nim de na unie. Wa beka se bia oninim de. I put it to you say uninim de because I buy no regulatory body bia your friend no SEC. Security and Exchange Commissioner. Omo dwuma de ne say omo hwehwe sa banks obi aba so all the ones the 100 billion kra. I buy me say Ghana framers of the constitution enyansem no omati bedwekuo bi a aba na yi di oda no say omo hwehwe na asemu say dwuma de odi na genuine ampa obetumi ayesa Security and Exchange Commission a granting am one license and permission to operate no be dey sika ba beto now sa Security and Exchange Commission no one who dream kra e ka confiscate nam one no ne bank an account and you can say simple you told the bank freezing account. Yes. Na confiscating the properties.
Yes.
Nanka when timia am tuya omoka ka chan say tuya obia de sika obia when timia den what ton no we ni sika na de aye no wa nyo entina omo suspected say meba entina suspected say abemu panifo bi ni mu bi because mo nim hu bia ada na sa sec no anya de making me layman it say me a menwi hu kwa akire matumi anya sa adwen we wa fa sa adwen we no one fa nya adwuma say safo ni nyina de omsika be ma wo all of a sudden no announcement wom adaya na mo den enti you stopping from operation and then I want so pa obu ni ketem nya za mo hwe papa ya dwan
o wa ha sisi wa baga
me ka sa abre no mo hwe na me dwan ama kofo minimum be 4 billion free UK ban or the 4 billion koto
wow
400,000 Ghana cedis relative
wow
wom every ho onto na ba ma MPP bio na onu hia no o cheuska na ka say we affiliated to MPP in a way obeji sika no
obasa gene sika no de chew
say bunsem asa gene sika no de chew what you say na omun na make us say eya omun nim say o seek your parochial interest no e wo that negative effect on your political party ebi ho everlasting e to ntwa da enti emaburu na omo party na se a omo hopes and dreams na yes a party ne be page no o say o kill dreams but wonim
it's true
Pakwesi indium say aban e wo kwan bi obefa so because we obi a wa serve Ghana wa employ nipa pi aban ne wo e kwan bi obetima fa so abo Pakwesi indium bosia
bosia
ama no asagina ne naso fa mabunu a e wo Ghana ne mpanyini a on a whole den sign because you come babu on your babu but when you bad or what den power bet you
yeah.
It's mabu no penny for my one den sign ejuma amomonsa akoma no etimi ahwe omabusua me sraban say onya ne sa no ma papa we ese nyina ne naso because nkofu bi say no omo no so nyame hyada do mbe che post kodwo safomo we mu ne ade no nyame hyada do mbe che yen say omeye akyede ema oman no na enam so oman no mu nipa enya hoto
obey dudu obiribi
what you say and bibi say no why should you target such a person no why should you say ana we nko obi a oye basa violent ana we ne sakra nke ha me look at how calm and collected this man is.
Yes.
Well, problem of Ghana missing leadership. It is missing seriously in this country. Say Pakwa Sindium, any other owners no. Say Nana problem be crowd. Why you sit with them?
Yeah.
Hey, more scan more yana basa basa.
And this way,
we're
all Ghanaians.
Of course.
Indigenous banks.
Ko Europe ko he. Say obi job owner. Na bani di need abra.
Yeah.
Yes, the president near first then
gentleman of the
maybe a first class citizen and BBC.
Yes.
Job owners, Obeka job we second class citizens.
Yeah.
Omo ye buomo because omo they holding the economy together. Onkromo kwa fa so nyes kana ye fonti, obi be ya amanyosem a through cheap means no nyes kentino. On say he doesn't respect those people. Ka suffer na unyes ka, umu skeni obebu no. Ana meboa.
Yeah.
Obi o suffer unyes ke bia no. Omo obi o skeni obu no. Or respect no. Ka be respect job owners. And we say, Omujumedi Omudi and hold the economy together. And to such Matobia Bomujumedi, let us bring them closer. Na yen Georgia. Maybe also no, me no. So we're human away and a boy, but we are rough, quite over Fasuni. Into Massa ye steady. Now when we free necklace monitor. Ye because of any pejuma. Oma economic stability, but Oma the security of citizens, no so age ye. That is leadership. Anything short of this is not leadership.
It's true.
And that is seriously missing in this country. And it is our modest course near dia muye. Yeah, me one person can be do a Ghana. You fa MPP, you fa NDC ni metena radio and TV subio. You be fa independent minded people la. Omba be ka someone said ye
you're willing to do that but omoma.
Even
nipa no kra wa approach no kra no. The ebema omma no so me ba mejemu sikasei. One hour be a major say me. Inti station no so no will be forced to retreat. What I say? How many times any pan me dene beba? A menya says si Canadian mano na media house na emukrano o make
you are right on this.
What I say?
I'll make an appeal.
Yes, let's
nation
appeal
building,
to them.
No. Nation building, no.
Yes.
Me count. Me kind story be or say build if you build more than you break in your lifetime.
Yeah.
If any papa ne body didn't papa heaven and abon sem demo.
Yeah.
Any papa ne body papa ne body could be anko heaven. Any papa ne body, but the impact you make during your time.
Yeah.
Ultimately building more than who break here. You have a place to go. Or say there is a place for you.
There's a place for you.
And now ultimately more than utini pemwa there is a place for you. Ultimately more than OGA there is a place for you. Oh, I'll find it and send it to you through WhatsApp.
Wow.
A idea say utie pa na center our life cry on it. That is what we call righteousness.
Yeah.
Righteousness, you say nipa na ebony na onye bony o. Nti kwa manoni abofu bebre they are righteous. Doing something right, no, is what righteousness is about. Nana ya say ona majumera na also to make first. Now to make first you are righteous. What you say?
Yeah.
Baby I say what dem tena no. What dem tena wa you are righteous.
You are righteous.
Be sefata say we no ya. Enti we nyame ama onimdia wa ama onimdia for the beauty of it.
Yeah.
To impact on your generation.
Yes.
Is onimdia no trim na de te ho. Me baby am free enye atwoma kofodua. Ene ebu akwa makro na me free ba. Baby am tofu. So bi am me fu. But at the end of the day no, minim say me ka asem ba ko mienu bi a ebe ma obi clue. One. So so be recording.
Yeah.
And it's not all about money.
It's true.
And me advocate to adesa omo nyame adom omo ese ma fa anya adwuma bebebu ho aten.
Oh,
I'm telling you nyame bebebu ho aten.
Me da sing.
Good news for Pakwesi Ndum.
Mate.
Nyame enya na dom na onsa me gina na naso bi.
Mate ma me da say Emmanuel say Jemfi a development consultant and everything about humanity, everything about society. Eda hima komas mame nko mo fa kosi che ho mo ova mame enti o GN Bank dey ya ba bedro eni
okay me that's pa me dey say wakumbi ako bia fine na ba bia bedru ne
yeah
but yempa ade bi ntu adwa the entire say bank bia no obi gu no bank bia no ho the do ten bia ya ka asem we saa ma tonko po bi trim sa banks ni nyina no omo consolidate no into one Consolidated Bank of Ghana.
Yes,
but it is how Unibank no
bank in Kahon.
Me pacho. GN on a separate issue
altogether. No, on a separate case.
Was not part of our system. Because on say now or as a touch stocks and
not a company be a friend Gold Coast Securities. I'm for a fixed deposit investment
yes. Yeah. But the banks no be say
UT Bank. Capital Bank. Bait Capital.
Any no.
Yes.
Some banks in you're consolidating into one.
Because consolidated bank.
Exactly. If you
also saw omo de kose Ghana Commercial Bank
mu.
Mekai pa.
Omo de
banks ni bi kose Ghana Commercial Bank.
Aye be dia tum ni se.
Yes.
Ade e betimi aka ni adia tum ni se nko bi num adwuma be bo wo mu.
Yeah.
But just imagine the 4 million people are no more depositors. Sa banks woman can boom and for mama shares are consolidated bank the commercial bank na say. Then nipa 4 million. Wo musika no Asia, ubi zaka Ghana ebetimi atra. That was the state ani egwom. And sana Bank of Ghana for take its decision no. Wo be kai na senya kranche. Emisa ya no one bank ho. And omu revoke sa licenses no. Ento omu ka pa kwesi ndum dia no. O ka say enye ye. Because the bank has already taken the decision. Eti mama obi adwe nya ne say omu be close to bank ma. Enti ene na komunya umsika. Who a friend say a base capital no near there UT Bank near there. Who consolidated bank na do sika. It will be obeka say workers ne bi adwuma efi wo mu nsa no. I do agree perfectly. But obeka say you be a good bank sir. Who go ne say bank say you go no. And me say wo UT. Na me pe sika me timi ko a friend say consolidated bank ko di sika. Mr. Bu Bet Capital, Mr. Kojim Sika. Mr. Bu Allied Bank, Mr. First Allied, Mr. Kojim Sika.
Yeah, First Allied.
Et you go a good yan say. Satam no say car, but not ye. Over Casatam no more discabi, about that and this poor by discabiama. Acquire friends say, Youngson and one of the banks are. Or you didn't to Mukran and say no more.
At 2 Capital Bank,
yes.
Yeah.
So what's your bank na gu? Yemo sika na fa ye. Na abano ayi sika $100 million the amount. Sefa kona fa ko semu a.
$100 million.
$100 million me pa cho check it. Ana ye nyechi ni me nyechi ni this time. Hwe amount of the man Bet Capital.
But enyo no nko mo de ma about 4 or 5 different banks.
Banks na wo mo jeje ye no. Wo mo nyina de wo mo de ekoya de fofo. Yamfa ko peja bank no ebi kura de wo mo de eko into real estate ni ade.
Mekai.
Eti no wo bank no a wo say wo che wo. Ghana ban mo sika na fa page mu no ukoji sika na instead so de be bank mu no na de ko real estate it was pe just about for ba no asan ma usika ta je na fa kokoye na ban bi be ka cho say 9 billion na obi hia na say wo bie banks na what the sika che mu a ada na we expect say 9 billion na wo say kosim how because already no so won ka say bank na nya dwuma apart from omo deposit wo ho no e wo say wo say nya sika edi mo bese ade awe mo operations etu ko yesi enya na billion and na go bank no na o go for 20 something billion na and click it because you need money for them to work omo also munye sika so kra ebo mo chi a o betimi de sika no kra start amema loans no na ade na o betimi recoup say be ya bank no be jana na so it was not for nothing and aban no chance say bia ya discover we ade shem ama banks na timi ayedwuma o be kai those days Mami bi kra wo no okope 50 cedis. 50 cedis as they say e dey akoto diapers.
Yeah.
Wo be ka say mama for kwa jiji scan dey dey command.
Security ni bi
akobun no dey keka ho.
O de ne kete mekai.
What I say? Et wo fi say senka Ghana ha. Mami ba ko no ne abu no, mami ba ko no na kwa jiji scan nsanka. Et wo fi say nipa 4 million. Na dey yimu 500,000 kwa no obi anko bank bia no so kwa jiji scan. E dey me dey na kabetumi asi. And wo so hu say be moment a amount for better say sikano aminsan kam sika amount for be rush withdrawals.
Say friend panic withdrawals. And the bank bia
so obi abeba be gini sika obi o discount $100 million ko o hia but what is a bank ne ko ya obeba be je
yin sika
e kan ko fo bebra no mu yesa micro finance room na ade e ka bebrebe e betimi abubo bidin wo ha sei asa mako
Atwese and the was $36 million.
It was the 36 million.
Omochema banks bear 4 or 5.
36 million.
Capital Bank, Beige Bank, Beige Capital, UT Bank, and Omodema.
It is a buyer Mausika.
Yeah.
What they find is $10 million.
Yeah.
What's a bank niku? A conform with you, Mamiskana Mefanya. Now, banning the team of Fayon. So, but this cannot go there to pay the bank. Oh, now Bank of Ghana, you're day. Oh. Adama dene adwintwamu ayede sika me pa jo sika ne ho dia sika ne ho dia
o sa Bank of Ghana de ni aban dia
aye sika ne ho dia aye obi boton sika no de ma wo ya kasa me yanka na dia wo ka wo ka dia wo ye free obi kasa na wo ben nwa what is the meaning of all this what is the me point no say banks ni bi ko ka kire aban say wo mu omu ho achi wo mu omu sika sama ye basa enti no oma wo mu sika no mu fan page bank no omu jis kan ya fan ko bank num omu de ko ye real estate ebi num kra de ko ye nyama wo Zimbabwe ni ade eti de ma de na wo expect say aban foforo na wa ba no on sa me fa say scam no ama the same banks no mu fan page omu sa ne ye no na wan kasa kra wo be ye oba no kra wo wan kasa wo no kra no jis kan fa ko ton ade wadum na wo de ma no no akodi no asen abada ade na anya yi o eti da me de ka ma me last one na metimi de aye Ujis kana na de akotran kra na wo de pema na wakaba wo na wakoka jo na se na bra na sabe man careful for on papa wani so eti ye bese ya fa ne ma ne to ne contest ye nta se aba bia ni wo be ba obeka se e bia ankofo di savings or your indigenous bank or ye we ntini ye jai Bank of Ghana no na tena se e hwe se ba bia de ne kɔ ehu banks ni nyina hu se no mu de ka bank bi o kra na wo ma no mu to cement say na bi nim timi ka se we ka se ya di sika akoto bank yakota krade akoje ukodu ta krade ya siska no moma ya be 2 hours moma ya asi okrom ha omayimu ana wanti bi ukodu bank kwa uko use ka kwa no a yetimi ka cho se twen be 30 minutes ankofo de bi be toto ha na yi bia ma ho utimi cho 500,000 yetimi ka cho se 200 o china ba na de dia ka so ni nyina si ho ha eti de ma de bio ne e penti picture bi se na bibia ni ho aban bi ba no pa na no se o mu nyina mo nko because me pese mi gu bank no aban be na betimi ayesa eti mesese mo mie nyina na ye mo ye ni na ho ne ntesese nyema bia na ekoso no na nye papa even banks na kasa kwa na ye credit and loans no kwa no mama be kasa ne last state of the nation address no o si wo ma form bibi te say pyramid scheme ama banks no aka back crashing down he said it e wo no kasa ne final state of the nation address no eti de ma de na wo ho anase obi na share da ba ya o si wo ba begu no aba ne ba ye no na de na say I did not say until in a way to make it work no and oye so city because make me account the first allied I know na me opposite way omo anu musika ho no omo dodo na age musika omo kwaji wo consolidated omo kwaji ho omo anu omo ye savings for UT bank no omo de omo UT bank check ne kwa na etu omo ka eti dem ade ni na nipa bi nipa bone na nyame betua ne ga na nyame otua ne ka se no akwaji nsesa no ayusu eti what is that at the end of the year, you say benefiting crop, and as I'm a benefiting crop. Over 4.5 million people, and I know my savings were gonna. Yes, and consolidated bank na ma. A community can be say. A community bank or Musa Kescano. They said they now, Omo Muto, a friend says cement no more Muto and Ross no minute day. What me at Tuesca Ukumase? Me blue tack right there, no magic. Papa Bako, a friend say, railway say ya. Or quite tack right there, what do I this can you? I take about 3-4 days. Okobia ni amane kakra. Eno ne pe. Wabra obi a wo ye ni business there. Ono de wo nya say Miami transfer. Be bedura, mo fama de mame. Ana mo fam tua me friends me creditors de kana. O mo fam ne mama me. Eti ne ma ne nye smooth said there. Me gi this o person o kire no. So obi be share da say me be good bank. Na ma good bank no na be good bank na say de be ya. Me nya me pre interest. Interest ne dey. See a good bank no ne access can nyina de ama de a. No say your interest. Ya good bank na na say bank na ya consolidate ya. Sika na ma wo. And a Bank of Ghana na wo mudi wo musika yes ade no. Wo mu ana ma sa bank si lances say mo mudi ye. Lances here wo mu twa mu yi. Aba na twa mu ana say Bank of Ghana. Bank of I make up pack into my day.
Bank of Ghana. Yeah, Bank of Ghana.
Eti dem ade bio.
Sentina ruling no so directed Bank of Ghana say on fan license mano.
Obu kwa kacha ma say fan license mano. enti na manu bi o mum ye hwe ne ye ne nkasa nya politics power na ye pese ye de sadie we ye se bia wotan o wan ye fe na ban please what I say aban na de ma no che say aban na de wo mu sika no ma wo mu a che say through Bank of Ghana no and no mu tu sika no unless of course we be catch them say e bia so somebody's pocket money no ko yi na o de tuatua ma wo mu what I say sika na wo mu de boa ye emo mu set ya consolidated bank ne ade nyina efra ban ho Bank of Ghana ya ban dia ana me boa ana ko zi dia anya me dia eti na ma stress yan kan yie ne ma manfo ntia say Bank of Ghana decision no ana yi pakwesi ndum de no efri mu decision krona na yi other banks no ana sa other banks ya ye kan nyina no wo mu nyina no bebre o ana mu kaso mu yen so bente che say wo mu sika wo mu de adwuma no ne ma na kwasa de wo mu pe enti bi wo kra na wo mu keka bo mu kra no mu pe because am for problems and here dey ban wo be kokwa adum ha ba bia na youth we se ne ajeje nkofo bebre cash crisis yo bebre be na sisi ho menim say bank no efri mu wo mu kwapse sa wo ma de a na sisi ho
and also so ka bank na asset
exactly
oma no makwakoji loan no maintain ebi ode ne car
that I get the point it media they make an ngran no say yes wako yes fa ade ne ma no won tia say eyanchise ya na wo bank ho a bank ne hu se bia na ma bi ho a enkoyie etia wo mu hyehyeye ene ade no mreboku lances no obi a wo kope lances a wo kope na Jubilee wo kope wo Bank of Ghana odo woni wo mu ya hyehyeye metimi ya ade baako mienu miansa na enum baako mienu miansa no wo ye menyi ni se bank no be kasa no pa na ayaba ye be bo kokko to some extent bi e be kasa be bi ade na duro ne de ye nhwe na afi ye nye se ana omu ye nso so no metimi akasa over 4.5 million people a no mu savings no san kofo no omu nso hoto omu anaka omu sika omu sanka no omu hoto omu etima ye penti sa picture no said the baby aba ni trimu odin ase me ba se bank na bagu said the no ayi ka said the no abeka se bank no mu ya na omu tutu mu na omu se munko but the banks were consolidated they were brought together under we call Ghana Commercial Bank a big fidi under Ghana Commercial Bank and a binum so buy under consolidated bank ba kun wo I Safulon say a total filling station chenwa ba kun wo kakaka obi a person wo ye the transactions obetimi akwa eti ye woni sa ebe boaye papa kwezi nso so wa ba no se wo ba se wo pese o ye na ade na sa go kosu ni ade na onhwe no won hye ni nema yie anya hanko ba ko bi na wa America atin say problem ba ho sa
yes now the Gold Coast securities na no obi America
there was a problem the same problem
there was a problem with that one
exactly eti me dem say obi ye na adwuma me say nyade ameko akwaji
bibia companies bebre group indum hotels
he has everything
this hotel in Elmina nice hotel
big group
yes coconut grove
or something
coconut grove
meaning when there was all here this time around say at least one so what traffic the bank near close watch and then one say be one second license no your man license no so ya the license no mana so after na order number e be ananse say bi wo mu a wo so omukoye let's say the license so mana ono so hwe se ode mra no ebe ye adwuma se be ya enko ba se next time bi no obekwa ye bibia ebe ba se omu ye den omu eyi ade afiri mu baby bebre ho a omu benefit free no
oh yeah
what as a baby bebre market woman bebre ho a ye no omu din komo be ka se amabo num ne ade omu ka se bia no ono na mo ska to fish num ne ade enkola ni bi kra ko runs ko ni ska aye good but point ne say Bank of Ghana mu se ne ma bi achia ene se court no ene won na din komo no man who say was said the lances man on say moving forward no okoye bibi fufu bi a ebe kwa ba se ye kwaji license po na penka se ba kwa appeals court se me ko no makwa koye we say bi a Bank of Ghana no the Bank of Ghana no nzo ntiase a benyi ni say full stop no be see appeals court ho what I say so
Bank of Ghana ntiase say bi o so be take matter ni apa be ko
Supreme Court it is not over until it's over and that they no near Bank of Ghana appeals court appeals court say yan fana de ma no woni ma de Bank of Ghana for ne so dwene se bia de man say the Bank of Ghana no so betimi akọ ne aka say due to ABCDE no o ka say information timi fama no na afia copy Supreme Court and also no another ladder ho and also kwa no betimi akọ for review eti yen to ye boase
exhausted
processes ningina okay so try no pa adesen be ka say ade na bank ne kan ye ade na so appeals court
kan no
yakopon adom bibia ye okay nti ebehwe na ya ama no so be it so almost because obi ade no ya hwehwem ye hwem no
was President Mahama campaign promise in 2020 nti ebia ene obetman direct to the finance minister say ebia monhwe na
make us obetimi ankoye obetimi akona se ba kokra de o ka se banks na o musika akeka ba bi no kra no omo 1 year o de be ma omo
yes
you have the video
yebo video na
so omo 1 year and 1 year na ba ko boni busa se we
okan in 2020
okan 2024
okay
2024 so oba the first year no o de on extension bia okan what I say oba the question is about hifa
just 16 months now
assisting oba o ka say 1 year o say ya nya bibia extension ya nya bibia atenti ba within our first year I promise it is my pledge on behalf of the NDC
I saw the insacrat
that on insacrat na koko so it 1 year no abedi 1 year 1 year there was 17 months it 1 year ntwam 1 year nya 12 months and dem e bio et me share we me trade costs when it comes to the bank no Nema Bank of Ghana for no so okay let me be omo ba ye da boa ma ye sika sem no tutuye no et me aye ye no omo nya na omo
Matthew Ofani dey Uncle Kwesi Chei former director of communication for the NPP was Santamantama say na osaso na ne training NPP communicators wo on my money atene nka no ima
na
say wo
me be say ofati ase me menti ase me ba be me court na me be di bi man na me di fo me wa ha as a consultant the be ye na be boa oman no na oman na be ko nanim e na me meka number 1
in the end ye po man ni
well
and I am po man ni
me pe oman ni ye
nyina in the
end me meka no me suggest solutions
we are
na baby I was reprimanded for wrong doing no yeah reprimanded na ye ko ye nim na say reprimanded MPP NDC Sebio wise say he will take a clip and we didn't come to of a TMia my focus was on youth unemployment that was my take from the issue youth unemployment number 2 then a buying etimi emma bank bisika without monitoring November 2016 and Bank of Ghana it is esika no $36 million no emma your friend say
Atuesian.
November 2016 December almost December 2022 and I said no a buy and within a period of 6 years no the man now could die aban be no wo se obi wa ni sika samunye enti wo so na sene o revamp no now this camera no wa nya ehihye bia so be monitor no ahwese periodic reports or the beba who said your sikano also use effort
monitoring and
evaluate what has here
the omo year
what has here what the man now could die that is not governance that is not leadership and we will say it papa no eka so betua 90 million back as restitution 90 million unum tama o tua wie o can tua 30 million in December 2022. Atuesian. And okay, says remaining 60 million in 3 installments who are by the close of 2023. And the first taxpayers' money. Serious government, and for ma obi. Say on for shana jumamu no wakwada. But until after 6 years. One was a new man as you that Japan some crano. And then I say leadership owes a moral obligation to assist job owners. I want mind BM. Said ya be ya. Omo fa omo esuban tantan na omo pe. Enye omo dwuma. Na mom omo di suban pa. Ene enhyehyɛ ye pa be ya dwuma na aboa oman ne chichire ene oman ne kankro. Said ya offer ken say MPP mini well. Entina omo consolidate those banks and render lots of people unemployed there. Add entina omo same with Men's Good. Omo Men's Good. Security and Exchange Commission ebe ya announcement krananai kofusi kashi no omde omunya nipa omunya Ghana for ebi kro mo bro 4 million enti wo person o kire me say adwen papa now dey consolidate banks no and render many youth unemployed. You should have done same with Men's Good because it was the same time.
Men's Good was say mame Emma Alaji akwaba na me nko ne nche Alaji assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
If you boko swame NDC boko na no metitim komo bi wo me sure say mo so
everything is in order.
Mo di nsu aguso bia idin good. Mame until Court of Appeal directed Bank of Ghana say GN Bank omo formal license e ma wo mo any matters the nam so ma bank ni ye good no any issues e wachiri alaji ma me entio
na before I question no my chair party for mpany for Majebre ATA program I mean chair the incoming regional chairman of our party honorable Ishama Alasan Bonsu baby obi a me den chair kese e komano
okay you must say asemo so many baby e ugina
enye sa o
the next regional chairman of our party
radio TV bi ara say
Isham
towards
Isham
or a grassroots man and he understands the job and by the grace of God yenko year end no na Isham Alasan Bonsu
it by November monto regional elections
regional chairman of our party.
Wow.
Or region ha.
Wow.
And yebeba haba be di ho komo so biom.
Mate.
Na me sancha Omar Said. Adodo no friend chairman Shaba ono so ba regional organizer. Ba be replace Isham. Wasa Isham mo call regional chairman ono so
ye. Ba be replace
organizer.
Okay.
Very vociferous, very hardworking guy.
Okay.
Bi obi amicha no.
Okay.
Ba be regional organizer no wa be compliment
Isham ejuma o ye.
Ejuma no mo ye na say yetimi 2028. Yeah, the be free 34 no akọ 38.2 and as 40%.
What they be free 34% in Ashanti region, the Akos 38.2 and now 40%. Wow.
That is what we are.
Number the 7 seats in Akos.
By yeah.
Says they put 7 seats in Ashanti region.
We are contemplating of getting 3 in addition.
Mukuta say 10 seats out of 47.
Yes.
Whoa.
So the last time na me catch you, we say the politics of 2016 is not the politics today.
No.
The dynamics has changed.
Every election be our dynamics.
Its own dynamics.
Yes.
And the masses are very discerning.
Yeah.
So I'm maybe now I say oh papa we oh papa say we oh mommy say
you want me to
say obia etimi ready etwere ekenkan ehu de ekoso mama etini ma ase it is all better na fidie so kwampo na misinform you they will send you a message
say asana wo kano
is not true and you know me ogidi say partner asesa no and also be ma yehu say elections no niema ekonanim say now nobody anticipated say bitmanya
7 seats in Ashanti region.
We are working hard to getting 10 seats. And from 34%, they caught 38.2%. And I said 40%.
0.2 no the other. 0.2 no the other.
Kasa also tias.
Mate, yanko GN Bank matters.
GN Bank, me bana me tie komono. And I think say it's a good thing. Say GN Bank de na ya den amano. Na ono so no obe wabano. Ati say de na mpanyifo mi ni nyina e ka no. I'll make sure so we put things in place and things in order. Say the bear, they are thrown at Danubino, and some man be thrown on and because say hinting out here, or say udru on Nanas was I do sabe, or so who a dear ma wedding, or said the bounce uncle repeat some mistakes. And then I think say Paco seeing to my experienced businessman and looking at where the businesses were and where he has reached in this life. You know. Some of us were advised, but I think say or some so advisors surrounding him. Our most of the culture and say, "Ebia papa, yes say, am I?" But to say, "Ebia, obefa your futu no," which I know say on for niagro obefa futu no because of futu no so ebeboa no. Because a lot of people have hope in him. And now who say the bank no not the bank ni insolvent, no the bank ni solvent and bit be iden agina omana so. So as to what brought up that decision no to collapse that bank no or something that
also omudi kind downgrade no from a bank to savings and loans.
And the next moment
and say Oma withdraw licenses
no, which was very unfortunate. And say not me tie de na me nua kan a the loans no ma mo e bi mo the loans no ma mo 2015-2016 and it took government 6 years to revoke those licenses. I think say sometimes Security and Exchange Commission for no what were they doing omo mandate in say to cross check and to ship them online. What prevented them from doing their job? Because money panisika and I say nipa no crampo or the nisika na ya or so who say amount for savings and a one ho it is a amount for savings say or the year or no more year juma now who say near my enko ya you should have sit down with them now I reprimand you now I bring you online no man who said there be a den be a namono ya uncle for be on between aso but so we just say ya nipa no obeye ato aso abehu an say akwa crash and that is exactly what happened. And I don't think say going forward sa niam na ebe ma ebia eden asibium enti no sa sec for no its leadership has to be talked to or no also up and doing because what's not without doing anything you give them the free level you say omonkoye the omopebia so what's the essence of creating that office was to make
Bank of Ghana also monitoring and evaluation
aspect
department. They monitor these banks. And people were questioning them.
Yes. For all this while, man who said there was a man sensing danger.
So Bakaya, World Bank and IMF only did kind sounded this warning to Ghana. Most of the banks in Ghana are insolvent. And the Bank of Ghana should work on it. So
insult.
Yes.
Job well.
President Mahama tries say obeboa almost $30 million.
Said they bear bet me year not year
and almost 10 times
no said they bear bet me agino money.
Because of that
recapitalization,
real estate, hostel, okay, New West. So such investment in the
monitoring and evaluation department at the Bank of Ghana. No. What were they doing?
Yeah.
People should have been held responsible.
Politicians.
People should have been held responsible.
Yes.
But because of this, our politics of minimum wage, we need them buy. So if I'm going, I'm going with this person. Yeah. So say nipa krapo krapa instead say obeka no kra kire no. But who say wo hwe na nipa no de akoko wie aminem. And this issue about banks are consolidated. I can't say consolidation. I think say it's say bringing and as a merging banks be and making it one.
Yeah.
And the essence of that, they say ABA, who say ABA, never be called so baby. I'll say Kaudo Munina day. But for 90 back, a share almost so. Now in the course of that, no, so when say people will lose their jobs along the line. Which there is no two ways about that.
Yeah.
And yen beside you say wo una ukuta sika and I will babe o share adwuma bi so. And I who say adwuma we me the 9 billion Ghana cedis shemwa. Na me man oversight me oversight responsibility ya adwuma. Say me the ba be hwe so say the be ya omon ens kwanda sika na e betima ya adwuma. Ubeye eno anase ube use 22 billion. E di akwa kugu enyuma no yembisa ho ugu nyuma no 22 billion 23 billion no is at the cost to our state no ebe enye individual bill and akabasi in the state no so use 9 billion na nka obetimi ama banks na gina omonan so na ono amu ateki role na wo play and never consolidating them no na ka was play the same role. No, what's for nipa ni because pa dey aka ho it is like we manager, which of them will you choose? So collapsing the bank with 23 billion Ghana cedis was unethical and it doesn't make sense. You can make every argument, but say nipa na we argument no ye ma opportunity ni say wo e na wo ye sai nyuma wi e na ya ma wo sai sika wi say 9 billion bit mama banks no agina omo nan so na wa make sure say obe omo nyuma na omo ye no wa do anya say di akire omo boss obe appointing nipa ama na yeden am regulate how omo si omo nyuma eno no ye 9 billion e be say create nyuma nipa na e pam omo no ka bi be ba be ka ho amoma ye nyuma no but what say you 23 billion e di agu sa nyuma no. And a kana eda ho no so no amount for sika no you are still paying. What's the sense in it? There is no sense in it. But because of politics obi abetena sia me bana me tie me hwe of a and or try to justify that there no it's good. Obey justify. But any rational thinker be our chira. Na ono ne use ni sika. Nka on engage in that kind of recklessness. What the government did was reckless. A decision on take here. They shouldn't have collapsed the bank with 23 billion when 9 billion could have saved the banks and created jobs. It is some of these things. Any politics no to change. Now you put it on our nationalistic cap. Now you be say, I want to say, Usika, will you have invested it that way? So if no, then government didn't try. Whether I say NDC government and I say MPP government. We are not talking. Until I my limiting it to government, because my government played the role, gave them money.
Yeah.
Security and Exchange Commission then didn't do their supervisory role well. Bank of Ghana or more monitoring and supervisory department and play on more part then. The Sika president the mom say omo and recapitalize it or more banks and my banks need to be engineer on so I'm squander banks as Sika no. So I cannot put the blame squarely on the door of MPP Nkwa. But where it emanated from. Say the be a nipa no be nya picture ni ye. But ofa nipa say onkonkoye audit na onye forensic audit na Sika saying how the shame be. The person came out with a report and telling you say me the 9 billion shame wa ebe bibia be jina so you create more jobs, save depositors fund, and allow the banks to operate. Banks need to be made. I yield the profit. I'm maintaining almost staff
strength.
And I will say, and I was say, but say pay no. Na so person ugu no a oberboka 23 billion and you go for the second option. Are you serious as a government?
As a nation.
No, you are not serious. Into ugu no at what expense? At the expense of creating unemployment. Increase unemployment rate in there be rather increasing because the number of graduates are churning or more out on yearly basis
every
higher than the available capacity now to employ them
every year.
And most of these young graduates they bring some person into entrepreneurial area they bring some person employ
no politicians you don't create that enabling environment for them to enter into entrepreneurship.
America for mobile out universities class now you don't say America for mobile out planning what I say unim ahead of time say this number will churn out in the next maybe 3 years and 5 years they plan on how to absorb them
in our system. It's about leadership. In our system where governments only employ a few. The private sector and they're the biggest employer. What's my point now say? It's omona employ your graduates now more ban. But this is the case some of these private companies and private institutions company they are not on a sound footing. And nobody cares.
Yes,
what we are interested
in. You're not so super Montie or be complaining about government policy, but I'm the GRA for that.
And with this government,
me can say NDC government too. Me any general politicians, no more the GRA. And I show books man say you should say 90 panel top from onya.
What kind me? So and let me create your indulgent and mention name. Angel, your friend say, Papa, your friend say. Was it the worst year? 2023, 2024. I want a business team. And a black man.
Yeah.
By just saying, say the CD to dollar rate is so high, it crippled businesses. The next 24 hours people were taxed and GRA officials were sent to his company.
Yeah, in the
factory. Some components because shutting it down. What really happens so? It is all ya baya yama chamso.
Yeah. Maybe koswa.
Neme koswa se enya yama chamso. Ya beka. Does it mean say was collapse nipa no adwuma? Dabi. The number of people obibini black man I employ.
Yeah.
the number of people Angel are employed. Dr. Kwaku Oten, both in the factories and the media houses. Or create jobs for the people. So if by virtue of say or registering displeasure on something, it doesn't mean say or say buying equatatano, but it all happened in this country and nobody complained. And one thing I mean who know my mom say okay, more civil society groups, more individuals, more affiliated to any.
And you don't have to be individual crowd.
But I mean, say more
Margaret Thatcher
in political.
Margaret Thatcher introduced heater, taxes on the use of heater during the time as prime minister. The very province of Motomano, I did channel me demonstration. My man say a class maka. That's what you guys may. It is NDC behind the bar. You are the best fit. To rise against it. It shouldn't be left to those in the middle.
And the facts. But in our country here, all kind of case grandpa, you be hollow in.
And
the kind of course grandpa be might deter you from even. Grandpa, you're afraid radio. Station I catch and say, Master said, Mobana said next time. So I understand. But all the same. Going forward, no, you be to your papa, Jean,
Dr. Paco
Sindium for say, you then a license now, man, pending any further case via Bank of Ghana, so ever call say Bank of Ghana, Uncle Bibiano, Cassette, they agree, fine, now the license no manner as quickly as possible, or making sure say, or be put in the house in order. Now, what happened? Man, no such challenges, no. It will not repeat itself again. Said ye bear a man from Casse, say a kai, and no dear Bassana or Ness or Noir or Nino who cramp one day. I need
sure. The day de Alahaji Sita say do and yetin and cano of a young queen.
I get to a biama.
Okay. Yeah, quite but I mean reading messages we na young Benji and fancy say what or say and those are more complaining about intimidation no or more refuse or more time and no more bemono or more a year worse than a year the air causeway na or say and na power everyone on some no and no person more pretend they are tricky a man for say bibisa ankoswa omo making noise be ya amanfo be hu omo bo no masa so ato aba ma ba ba mo bio was uti MPP communicators na de omo kanyina ne se mo de mo ntwen ye ba ba mo ndc fo no de de be ye omo nya asem ketos ne nyina di adanse se omo ba ba no me bibi papa bia emfa emma omayi o se ne nchia enkoma eye atwemanwa bia ja South MC honorable wisdom o say Boamah ena ochia no Pedrowa Medina Cruz or say watching you live from Indianapolis, Kumasi, Tanoso, Kesben Junction. Also the main station location ho ena owo you mate Pedrowa Medina Cruz. Ona wa mate. Kwame na acidity ahafo achire nsua. Ono the message we free ebaye. Or say President John Dramani Mahama has fulfilled his promise. Na GN Bank is back. Na onim say GN Bank aba back omo eba be employ youth. Na onim say NPP youth ni pi ebenye opportunity akwa ye adwuma owo GN Bank mu. O say ne special greetings enkoma ora ousu enkroma ababiwa obeye NDC chairman ewo ahafo region we eye kwame na acidity afo achirensua no de message we free a wode ebaye offer Abronye finally released and matters rising. Abronye has been granted bail. Asate we ya near bay and the legal team and then a dom try say conditions a bail no or more a be meeting a fee or a releasing or any matters about home. Someone say government and a gage free speech suppress free speech no near their day. Maybe I have a bit drew. There are some now back.
Yeah, we that's we like a crabina. Make a craft on. Ansana no. Say Ghana no. And I woman I tia kunya so mu kasa no. And this is folklore yao. companies a yegu no omayimu bomu na be say no ma ne akwara no kra pa adwuma yenya binye omu so na ne omu ti wa omu kase obi abegu adwuma obi abegu bank asa kumasi ankwa santi kumasi aso ankwa no na ma wadwuma kase be say nan ya na omu yi adwuma fa nipa anya na pe me tabulation of almost about 30 almost about 50 of them yankofo we ya abegu no krum ha apino soap nipa say na nefa apino nipa say na nefa kwawus unu kwawus ni ati say BW Passat any ade wa ha say ni nyina wo mu say da betena say ebegu no ha say so ati say ansa na oven fresh biscuit ya city HFM asio ho na oven fresh no na wo omu begu no ba bia na ye wa fa ne say wo kwa ajuso leda entane ne ade nyina eti omu ni any moral justification bia so mbe bi o ma no say obi ebegu adwuma na obi ayese ne ade eti omu fantum che na Ghana for ye nyama na ye refi no omu ma ye remfi na ye nko ye nim omu ba ye buza say adwuma be no mo aye adwuma be ba ko no mo aye nkoda de betimi aka say ye bom aka say enya bia ye nothing kasa ye be kasa sa na ye ba na ye be ji hwan ni seat na ye be esi eno ko na omu dwene ho ada na ye bo video bi ha so be kai ade ma na onu aka say nipa sanja nanja ka kire mu sanja nanja ka kire mu say wosi ye nko yie baby anana mu nema no kra nkofo no ekoton no kra ye nto problem ho mo behwe na mo solve problem no mo ti wona kasa saa
ya
na me pese me ha me ho kra
mati ofa yenkwe
no ya 3 times AGT best 3 bi kwa no pa wi anwumre ye betwen wo mu asafo post office na basa befa uzase kosi sei o mu collapse no mo hwe ma timafo no etwa wo mu timba na mo de order to so say ye mo bia mfanko e ko cap so ko cap so wata krade abo pretimba contractors na bi sa mo ko mo di nipa faso krom ha and then this if anya no a wo mo de kasa ma iti of abonye be di say e ade bia e ha adwene ana nya ono nko ho e free sata mo buy I think say every month bia ya che ba ko so far nipa ya kan wo mo no kwa ya wo mo sababe 18 people and ya chi wo mo because wo maka kwasem asem bia abani susu say etia no anase ya kasa de etia wo mampanyi nti na wo se ya kwachi wo mo ba wo hwe ene mo mu ye okoyim omayim atenie pa nkofo we ro atenie ebi wo wo bokra na ora ho eno de obi ankasa but ene obi wano ayese ada no akasa de etia obi ni ababechew obi wano ayese ya babechew abronya de be no kai ono kra de lightweight o maka chen this for ne say sesi ya no de ye prapra man adwa yo na 2027 no this o mu tu free kronwa ye no mu beka bi pa susu dua no pepepepepepepe kwan o mu fa so ye nipa no sa pepepe na enu befa so kwa sa pepepe ye tira na obi timiditi e first wo mu nipa ye o Kevin Teley be de video bi ama wo mu de tam obaye mu kokosia no e wo airport VVIP lodge adene court eno na dazo no adene court with the full state security e baye bejai no obi a wodidi mpanyifo atem ono enenam ho no full state security ama ne full car obaye oda vice president fie ene ede nato ena mpanyifo we nyina di animu akọ supreme court akwakọ jai no
of a vice president fie dey allege
oh that be true na nye fie ho na aya friend say
ye near dance
oh me see dance you work on na work na state security na kofa no anya state security no so kaja msemboa anya state Canada na evidence am dey ma we was say evidence no da so no omo wie yesa de ne ko share kem under full protection ba ku die no mu ba ku die che twen ne de ko ye obi a wadidi otumfo atem wadidi mpanyifo nyina atem to the sense o say Quran ne kura no wo de popa ne to odidi chief imam atem krum ha chief imam odidi na atem se ni kura na eden kura no ono wo de popa ne to ne ye gina ho ama na be didi obi atem e de awie da me wo video no ha wo videos upon videos do pa metimi ama mu bi na mo yi na mo de ahwe so ata se metimi ama mu bebrebe na mo ahwe mo se de ne ma ne ko yeah I'm telling you more voices the voices are there the bebrebe wo ha bebrebe metimi ama mu ahwe ensema wo keka ye de champanyfo wo ha ya na se ye mu kura no twese wate asi president Kofoso
Mahama miana no because a benefit no. No big TV so a dear tem. Na Jane and Mahama photo and a bonnet and or the any program. No odim penny for them. President na wo ye adwuma na wo no the photo e bo wachi no uni bibiaka na wo jan wo kofa na ba Ghana ha aba be jan so wonko uwia wo se abronya ko kase judge be a political judge na dem ade na Mahama kan che kuma unanimous 11 no nya Mahama na bi na no kai no na say judges be unanimous 11 attorney chief justice ano te so wo so ye MPP woman organizer sana no mu different no
chief justice
chief atokono almost why MPP national women's organizer. This is what they were saying. Now when no because will be a political judge when ben wom na judge ba ko na ono de obia ye de obia ko ne ho adan ono kwa na judge it me kwachi obi free sunwane na ya gu ne handcuff for almost about 14 hours na de na track mu na de na konkran ya de na track court ya de na track tesa no be a police station no wo no ya de na track a circle akwa adenta court 2 as say na de na court 9 na court 2 ya de na court 9 city court 9 ya kwachi obi wo swadro na ya drive na anadwo no saa de na ba ho achenkwana na ya beche na ojuso na ya gu ne handcuff almost about 11 hours from Ojusu to Accra near the Neko Court 9. Adama de Nkwa. The BSC di Crona, or no near the assembling in our mano. Judge Crona assembling in our copy and him. Nasani Eno. The cast of your political judge was your boy. Now, dear way, okay, quite as a lawyer, not pretend to be one, but for a lawyer, be the bush and say, we say, a case I didn't call a remand, and as I didn't to prison. I say, probably be misdemeanor. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. And that year will be because you're fine to me. I said that paper no quite be prepared. The abano. I said that the paper not work about 4 days. And I was saying, come because no. Same as I know about homes who are quashadi be and me. Now, Okoba na was your minimum was in the aka. It's not now on Wasamka. And no one wants some car. For 5 days.
Prosecution team, no. And I'm requesting judge and I say, oh, mamo, some few time because judge in the ruling when release your mamontem.
There be a second judge in the ruling, no, and send the court.
Yes, and prosecution team no request here. Into the man ra judge no. There be and no more the same.
Prosecution, no, and on no baby catch say, or no, no.
Yes.
It's your man.
Yes.
It's your no. We are a friend saying, Attorney General.
Yes, on the prosecutor.
Yes,
yes.
That an old Yabano.
Just a judge releasing in them.
I don't know, judge releasing in them.
That's all for more cross my yan in them.
Oh, we are not in them. Say, we are yet trained the day. I can have some yan in Tavania. Judge now, dear Sam, or only court and also deba. And a court not walk around here, can't some now to move home type. You can see it. You can see it. Enti dem ade no mo hwefi no dem ade no mo hwefi no enti wo de ne koya wo ne kokotu mu no na de me ane ba whatness bibia asesa ene Ghana ha yewi case na wo ha ye mienu pe aye untimi ni abronye asa case bia na abio
case wo Ghana
case na
e mienu pe
then this is for gina mu ano no
dey
adu ban akozi sen
adu ban say the case na so ho
na me ka say beans
enye beans
o mo ko o say
enra ai papa yi Amia Kumfi, as a summer the neck call.
I was on put it in a motion of no case.
Yes.
That's a summer
on a crown of cross on a so do baby, none home fun into my case, you know. And I make us some hoodie on
order of no case, as they say. And you look, make them a person and say, and you know, Mukas or Mubayano. Omubakati say, be the ora, Unikruma. Ora, no, your case is 32. 32 cases, no, and it's got $21.9 billion in every year. Cases, no, they end at $1, bro. One idea. What was say? 32 cases. Don't back at no. Ora. Ya, no, we are could do we are confesca, we are going to say 32 and Kokuja to away. Kokuja to away. I acquire a year or committee, no. I find saying, Yoko, send no committee no. Yoko, no, a member of the committee. They were five.
Yes.
Yoko, Nini Kahun,
yeah.
A police commander.
COP Nathan Kofi
Boachi ka ho
Daniel Domelevo
ka ho
lawyer Martin
Pebu ka ho ana hwan
omoye
5
na Iyoko
busa se ada na sankofo we ya mutimi kototro nkrata we enyina de baye e de koma mahama ho no ene Domelevo si de ma no ye trash o se ebola what I say attorney general so by o say attorney general so say I ko pujato ono na ko check ni sika won ko check na bibia se ni ho ora na da ni oka operation clear all looters and ye clear
ora na da ni dey
oka
and I say a friend
ora operation clear all looters oka and na wo ba akonya so wo mo gina court Collins Dauda as you okofie a friend is opening go home cases ni nyina wo mo to force yan kasa go obia na wo mu gina na chi attorney general we ono na ye wo mu lawyer watimi agina mu ayi wo mu from oral to oka wa clear all the looters na wo obia wono wakoji ska a wo se wo kwakoji aba no ene de wono wo de ka wo court wa wo se ye beka court asem ne nsa ka yesika no up to that time ya kai wo mu nyina akọ ena ne yesi ye ko fi ska fofo abaji ska afro mo de abre e wa ifa 21.9 billion dollars adanti no mu nyina mi awoma no adan no mu nyina mi awoma no o mo say ye beans asemo mu kafa nkofo wo nyina no enya no kra e je say adua na ya de cement ise ni bi wudi ya na ya mutu enka hui enya djuma enti entro mo be di fa nkofo na wai o mo be kafa wo mu na wai na po nya de no ye ade me pa no ye ye no wo se chinchin bo achi se e wo se ye de ne ko gina court me se ni nyina ye diversionary
mate offer
wo twa mra na me land wo ha wo twa
no this
year ma na si e wo ha hwe gold yakofo yakoto adie gold ya ton aboka 18 tons of gold ya ton we ya we for whatever ni yehu yakoto gold aboka $240 million first in history ya obi ya ton gold aboka e wo Ghana ha say Bank of Ghana car wabo 34.9 billion ya wo ye $3.4 billion sasika we nyina no ni sansem we nyina wo ho a wo munim se jana no odren enti yan kwache chenkrofo na ma nye case wu se ba ye na wotwe mienu ya sansem we nyina e ba ye no wo mu se sa bank ne ka ene ade na asoja ni nyina wo se dum enti wo mu pese wo mu disie ba ye ka chon se besia ba ba bi wo mu diska no kwase se ye bia no wo mbe ko no makoyi aba no mo be kirem na Ghana fo mu se mu na moti Ghana ha ene mo bokro no mu na moti Ghana mo bokro no communication minister se wote wo sika kra wontimi nya no sika wa wontimi nya no
mate ofa
na mo kasa enti no it is abronya de menim se na obekofie na wakwakwagi na home na yen fa pa bon tachi na menim se kofo we de se de meka wo baby me se wo mo mpa ye se atemu da ba no mo party ni so free power san pa ye no na mebo mo e da atemu da beba no sada na no mu party free power o na se wo mu ni atemu da na ekọ na je party bia mebio
mate
no mu akọ edo mbezo
mate ima be jira mfimfin ma memra alaji ma memra ho
one thing I may yarn say looking at of the age now support to the irresponsible, reckless and petty utterances from no less a person than Abronye.
Oh, you to West me and sound. Yeah, man, reply a mama man.
That be of our old Casano. I was here, I kept quiet. A very irresponsible on his part. And Mifi say, offer as old as he is. Nkobaba be kasa de Abronye ye eno nye. Ebi a judge no so pay no experience no who say bi aka judge no should have tempered justice with mercy. Yeah. Then people listening and watching from outside will know say as panyinin wakasa ye. Now you sit here and support that commentary now wo ba kra wo mpene se obeye. Yakoya na e bai. Politics does it mean say uno bi efrifie ba kumu a na eno nche se oye nsemfo krapa sabi o so support no di abronye kan ye ene di abronye ye say catchers of ase of ambie na no enkasa nsem no betima kan ne ba kura bom penisa ne ba kura emfiri na num kura pomra the same abronye nka yan reprimanding nipa nka just ya first just kodua etwere letter come say yenye den ya reprimand no for the utterances o make against him. You see the hypocrisy and double standard of some of our politicians. Young chaps eti abontin hwe ofa thinking so of eba beka bibi ebe convince omo ebe ma omo hu say omo anya nuhu e was ansem na abronye kan no. Just recently abronye sat on his TV and called John Dramani Mama a fool. Ofa is applauding it go onim okache John Mama say John Mama ho kan of applauded him. Some of these things say you say people who ought to know better. So almost support this kind of things are na mekra adia reho. Dia bronya ye wan ye mu ya etia ye nipa for ya etia. Plus Dominica omo akire emu hwan na obepina se ne ba enkoka tansem no bi enkere panyini. O mpene se oba beka na ba obi ka na wo support no. Say adepa ade na ka o mpene fanko ofie. The abronye say ade pa ade na ka o mpene fanko ofie. And then you sit here and glorify as some now kind now catch and say oh say catch re say of a compasa make irresponsible statement or say catch re say NDC force should wait ye ba be do election ah ye be who more of this of I'm telling you see more of a counter reaction, but in our case no ye be more a befitting reaction wu nipa no otia okoda obehu se nkofo akanyansa se ma kire me politics enka se yembra mekunkum ye ho the same abronye etina si denigrade ayi your friend say Kennedy Japan called him mad and stupid of applauded him because he was on the other side that time. So there been tinema e was a yetina se na your politics no ye reduce no to insult and plain insult. Plain insult. You can disagree with me, but in a respectful way. But not to be insulting and be calling people names. And then Kennedy Amoso abodam no. Kennedy Amoso say obey president just say ofa aduro ansa na wetima kwetena board meeting a cabinet meeting you know. And then mo committee ho. So is the party sick?
A co-chairman. No.
Oh, a co-chairman is the party sick? By bringing in a sick person. Unse, your politics no. It shouldn't be devalued to this kind of level. I was expecting of us to do better.
Yes, obi from Kuma, obi from.
But to sit here and tell us NDC for NWT, we are going to see more in 2028 of her Kromoha. Obi nye be man chen obia
debi enuru ho
debi ameka asem obi anye be man chen obia and the same emra na yede ayitum no abronye tum no the same emra and de Oliver Bakamo editum sa article omo friend say oh mirefi
Electronic Communication Act
96 5C
yeah
the same thing and omo de Oliver tum that time they Vamao. Satan the Oliver the Onyenipa. Oliver the Onyenipa. Abronya is so superhuman. Say no there. Only say bail discretional.
Yeah.
A judge can decide not to give you. And in Abronya's case, one thing people are lacking common IE. They have to read. In Abronya's case, ruling no by so ruling nature say the judge reminded Abronye because of similar offenses or what bail in on that same it's my judge near there reminded no using the same yardstick now or use my Oliver no the same yardstick no use my Abronye. Is Abronye more human than Oliver? In a day nipa 43 and a chiomo no more galamsey protest. And no kwa na a devastating your land any yensuo ya chesakofo nyina ko shame. What happened? So be making irresponsible statement as an elderly person, you are not supposed to endorse irresponsibility. Also make it utterance is responsible. Then people watching you outside who know say ampa Ghana, you are on the right path. Then panyifo nyina join irresponsibility now. What do you think the party is? Satam na abronye didi panyifo atem. Just recently on almost sister station, or more station, won't to be TV. Host to our Teso called Mama a fool. Host no Teso, your friend Nanya Fikakra. Or say NDC from Mama President.
Where's Nibi or no more?
What they said is what I'm reporting. It is a very tiny say. Of I supporting that kind of irresponsible statement. Or catch or say from NDC from Mama President. Let me see the last person. They are all fools. Until Mama to Obama NDC. And sometimes now obe humpanyifo bi na omo so support na ye ka ye say ba be ma warning e wo man mu ha e wo na me ka no me say politics of 1992 wasn't the same as 1996 and it wasn't the same as 2000 a evolve about be seen ne the masses are very discerning. John Dramani mama movie say diesel le gina ni mu ana kerosene le gina ni mu ya chi small girl bi zongo bi ifijasi zongo
sechere
kumawu zongo what when the video no look at the hot trans and then almost a flyer free that girl adan yes stample on free speech comes with responsibilities and you know people must be circumspect. Meaning I'm a better high. And I'm a bit in a man for Atama. I don't think you call me here again. Because you frown on it. And your station, editorial policy, you don't support that kind of irresponsible statement. So why should an elderly person come and sit here? Now all support it. Or say, Sika, you can't say, yeah, general. Your friend is saying, oral. It was an estimation. So far, Google it and check and show me 600 million Ghana cedis has been collected. Is it not a good thing?
Oral.
600 million Ghana cedis. You can just fast check me. Sisi Aminoka say, Chamawu to me is a candidate for jail.
There be a case in all.
Until I make us a candidate for jail. I'm not. Me so a candidate for jail because look, and the possibility of him losing higher.
There be allergy. You are being prejudicial.
Okay. Chamawu to me, the chances of Chamawu to me going to jail is high. Ono ane lawyer ba be ka
no alaji enko yanim
mate ono ane lawyer ba be ka kire me no mienu say yemo mpa man baby adu no mu aden.
Yes, he said that.
And ote ka kire me say hwi mfiri mu ma adu bo ahe case no udim say sika or transfer from National Signal Bureau for accounts mu to ono ane personal account ma na or obstruct say penny say ye be tender in as evidence no. It has been admitted. It is an admissible evidence. Friend say emerda was one lady na or you soon no omo and the lady no catch say Aduboy was using the money like his own property and you sit here and tell me say beans. The next time I no be how be catch say we should free Aduboy from prison. Gift your worry 30 million Ghana cedis transfer from your friend say NSS for account to another personal account or call Supreme Court. Said they be halt the proceedings now air court or high court. Supreme Court I abstract that suit out. See a court process no air court. As 30 million also no receipt no has been admitted as an evidence. And you sit here and tell me say
or say we have recovered over 600 million Ghana cedis. Be patient with us. President Mahama shares Oral's success story.
Fantastic.
we na me person Owia ma me no nti o ka say enye 1 kobo a he has lied. Ya just say over 600 million and people are still back. Unim say gift to wale mu nyina kwa say komo ka patch say whatever case bi aka settle out of court no mu ntia ka bargain and say omo no de omo di scan back up ye be process ye be prosecute omo sure emia wa kumfi de no he got it wrong or say prosecution say omo file una file for no case enye prosecution and order omo some of these things let's get the basics right omo na omo ye ka say omo sorry no omo ma omo defense no omo say no case and a court na omo 2 or 3 weeks say omo ko file omo evidence of no case it is oba na say court no ready no who say the o can bullshitter the court will stand on it and give his judgment.
Montie, Alaji made that say
$2 million for a sky train that never existed. Unim, yeah, our attitude, they can't my politicians here corrupt. When they steal, now ya swat amount for a gum se defend it. He sat here and made a categorical statement say ya turn gold adi without any proof. That kind of we are friends saying jandam no atwam o kan na ko ma proof
Montie Alaji me that
one enemere one betim ye gold board audit aba by KPMG everything is intact so office o maton gold bi dia take them to court
me that say ne din de Alhaji Sita Seidu Oka NDC Ashanti Regional Communication team ofa mamenko ima hono mansa na maba mamenko ima ho ansa na maba
over so atwere ntinka me wi anako
me pacho mame ma no oyi me kasa be chen who's all kasa ni na no a personal attack
any personal attack I was just being factual
me factual
I was just being factual
me used to be a mountain and make kasa
me found
oh
maninka
that's a minute oh me say what na
say
maninko Otiana, you should be sensible. You should be
sensible. Me say you are supporting irresponsible statement.
Yes,
you should be responsible, which is a fact.
What makes it a fact? What determines a fact? No.
Of about to pay your mic in the camera.
What determines a fact? No.
Mami the comments now when you make it, will you make it? If you are not going to make it, then you are engaging in an irresponsibility. Facts are facts, irrespective of your emotions and feelings.
The fact is, woman in the day, what kasa with them like what is or see? Woman retributive says 600 million. What is 600 million? Not count the evidence about from who? What I can say no way say we are. No,
the president of the land senate.
President of the land senate. Evidence of
Montie. The NPP they are to just say almost petition the Chief Justice and the Judicial Service say a quiet judge in a case in a fast or no. And he can't be a judge in his own court. Sa 75 no ono na because we the case no. Nti be ya omofa case no a different judge na on handle any matters o homa menti o.
Oni bibi. The MBB enna brabo. Minyini pi. Of our time abrabo na. Nanka ombechi omoba na Kofi akotwa ne to. Aga se menye bio. Komo endru level cry say I build a foundation said be ya NCBO but then we forgotten the foundation ye jai akrana okoyense money no and ye ko abonten akwa ne life and your farm time life and na tete no life is different and then so your life is different na ya
ima
okoyense ne bi twa mu wo medachi enu echi ya na no be dey ni top obi any abrese wo hwe yo then na me dwese why bibi na coincidence na me dey na maye we dey o sika na mo so obey coincidence e dey na maye me me ofa mutu me fo mo so obi yere ma me fa nya hwe e na panyini pa de ma me ni di na tem e no so me free me mo frase me ko obi yere ho me ni di panyina tem say na ofa hu ya ko ka say ensa so mo fa nya hwe but o ka sa no atomic trim no of a foot no the man no ko we nsani no se bi e say okuram e be sinne a ombu so enti wo te wona aye badwen ba so be kuram o anana me boa
yes obekutam
so be kuram you see my disappointment with NBC on a Abronye case no is as to why omo allow Abronye mabesi ne but that's who operates our station.
A social media.
Social media is monitored. There were ways of monitoring social media. NCNA, Communication Ministry, they have a way of monitoring. And I say, very good. What I say, that is my disappointment. First, no dear. Come on, some people never was so. Perhaps if you no money, it's no more allow now. No would dimp and for them. Minim category of people are bringing you matter mukrumu.
Shutting it down.
Ebi ananom
sampling of fees.
Nananom abosomfo na onye ni omatem they are fine. But we abosomfo free ho a odi obi atem am tie odi matem.
Ta
2020 me ko independent.
Odi bi me ma o.
Odi matem o untumi TV gidi. Ka kire me say John Dramani Mahama ama me 1 billion. Ama me pick up or not then say bonebo. Na be papa we na bobo duado. Me bisa o me say papa we na bobo duado. O me say ono. And I'm so odi aye nyame ba atwema ngo bi eja north. And I'm saying, Yameba no dia babe no. Nanka ni nua duaboni a wana was go finish guy no because John Dramani Mahama mama pick up. Minim no kra mi share that. No ma me 100,000 bia so. What you want to me TV then say body bo sorry jina me say. What dia mano. Intimo wo ho nyina John Mahama and sponsor no. Ye dream kwan e be fa so a. MPB abetra so 24 years etete yen. Ye nya mpuntuo hwe nkoso na yede ye ho bo afode a rescue power from sa papa no ne yede ye ne nkrofo yie no ti hwede otewoka di matemwa na mede no manyame wodi asofo atem asofo de na manyame ene ade ye camera Abronye case no me say said Alhaji kan no a precedent ruling among phone kind yi o kan ya o say abrante yanka said di enkofo atem ama yede na back court ama ebi ya warning ebi ya bail no ebi say na wasan akoye bio enti me remind no boni beni o dabi boni beni o
onye boni
judge ni nya boni bia na yakoyi no no me menti bibia se Ghana ha no minim asemra nya adwuma grounds when yede obi call reminder and now one shouldn't specify
or remain pending 2 weeks permanent or like or remain permanently on the case no omobewie to be an custody
na say your case no
case ni
so why
but you can appeal the remand
very good
omoko appeal remand no or high court
and high court tenaso
and high court tenaso enra and o man ntime wie ne ne omobe conclude na no pay say they should grant him bail. Granting a bill 100,000 Ghana cedis with 2 sureties. Conditions in the BSF. Depositing a passport or the court registry. 2 unreported to the CID every 2 weeks. Opeso to kind say be beti mercy. You have beti ma fail. Opeso to kind inform a court no be assessment
very good
in the first case no you reminded now call no one o to kwan no one notify court
really
yes that aside minia Abronye a very bad influence to the youth of this country. He is a super bad influence to the youth of this country. Alhaji Kasa I refer to offer if a baby name well, as of our committee to a
yes.
Of a we na advice. By and all can interject. Of a we na say, but you bet you say on your guided. What you say? Na on she and one on Alhaji Ekebia can make meantime. Abo ma dwan ide aman but e won na so of our committee no we want for advice bi anye dey atato what you say? The guy is a very bad influence to the youth of this country.
Na no yadodo ho.
Minua. Enti me sa appeal na o my ya mo minim say we no on say no wakwa ba bibia ni ho a etumi no etika me pa ne se nka bibia ebe boa no me penasem because ye nipa bibia enka betumi no ha betumi no pa be fa ni mu na nyamesuro kakra ewura ni mu no ha oba adwuma mu a me tell you me say I'll put the fear of God in you also bitimi man ho so na we na my trasia na ma hwe ade be ekanwa ebe fa nwa mo hu say yes say nyame wo say wi ase so cheme
bitumi
bibi sa na wo say ye de fa abranti ni mu
na de
e coming it down no who say
iba bi ni say
wanu wa entrensu onye sa no meka no
yes
say wanu wa entrensu
yes oni di
e dan na esuko no ma to betima sori o man mu na wa say obi obefo na nim bi obedi na tem how possible to the extent say general secretary of one case political party or regional chairman general secretary to be di na tem amonsu e de twele tenyina why should it be so now my disappointment is with the leadership of the party at time I would no it goes against the party but minimum penny for almost share the video of WhatsApp be it is a major abakra metoma MPP I'm telling you empirically minimum penny for almost share nanam social media no mu abro nye video almost a branch we current it is a major aba metoma minimum delegates too almost so Dr. Boamah just ended primaries but because of that guy into omokotoma candidate Japan I'm telling you delegates too are minimum enti ne attitude na MPP mpanyimfo ebi menyini so omina na yomde ebi aye din na omo shield no I'm telling you say a negative effect to the plight and forward march of the party so omunimu a ogu party ni to some extent enti the earlier the better and the culture of obia koka semwa na party mpanyimfo etu edi na chi no I don't get it. Omutu adi na chi no ameka tete suban na enka e ya chopa. But this time no e by force e munya no nya we. Oni so wa bibi powers munya no nya we. Enti se de o man ma mo ase na mokwa kwaye no. That is the impression the wise people in this country that's how they understand or interpret things. And na mami suroma MPP no. Say enti ya de o man ma se na no be se na mba so. Mo kwa na mokwa pa acha wa solid me support mo. Akra na fo ye pa mo chow mo fanche na ma ba be tunifo na mo ye bibi kura chese mo tunifo that is how we build a party but say ankoyesa having said that of a video no show you know ama me machine kakra Kevin tell abakromwa
yes he was in Ghana
and na wati me abakromwa court and na wa fa na wodi was akọ and I say omo Debi o say omo a wa ye omo mpanyimfo ahemfo na nanom any ade no kra so man ko report mpo a once there is evidence no say it can be taken out and ameboa em won wa ba akọ ama chese hwe antare no I'm sad for this country honestly a very bad influence to the youth of this country very very bad influence me say asem no ebeba obeka. But why should quite have fast work? I say right thing done at the wrong time, in the wrong way, in the wrong manner, sequence can be sinful. Maybe a seminar will can and yeah, me TV was no more sports. Now, Obuka say under 17th week from 2025 October now. Ebe see ne obupa dem cry ntia. One way ya obedi di pay for that. But that is not the way to go. Obedi mi jire. One way obedi di o matter because pay for mo di de bia. Mo yere no mo sabio mo pranfo kra didi enti nkra yesu didi a na ye dey but yen kan sa wo hu ene ma ye nipa o yes ni mpa ho ene ma ye nipa enti ye besre say ye jagum sa the impression we are creating is Roma do betima ye bibia and get away with it enti omo mfa binum nya scapegoat say yentimi nya no political meboa judicial meboa omonim anim onyam no eba form so omonim chief justice bafo boni ene na jina tuku yes ene diemu monim onyam no eba form because of enyoma bi esisie ene monaya muntimi fancy because of political what have you NDC ni yenipa o MPP ni yenipa and they don't join any of these two political parties esusu yenipa politician yenipa o and o here ni no ko wi abode no so nipa wo temuafo a unum say o judgment atemuda different nyame mu judge any ordinary person atemped da I'm telling you mark it somewhere we temuafo wo gyina nyame anim and anam abuatan asase so akobu ntenchia ana akoye political akobu atan based on political lineage anayi kwa nyame do be fast one Montie ma and the Kenya Mr. Matro Mafa Mofa and guide you Mafa me mamu 1 minute me will bear no my mom 2 minutes me will bear 6 minutes to go
okay
nti me mamu 2 alaji ma starting
me know him for the records Kevin Taylor is never an NDC person and he has never held an NDC card before. He's a card-bearing member of the NPP.
Kevin Taylor nye NDC ni.
Onye NDC ni. And onye NDC ni so that.
He worked for NDC.
It doesn't matter. He's a card-bearing.
No, a bad influence.
I don't have any issue with all views out there or express it. Or a card-bearing member of the NPP. That is a fact that must be established.
Okay.
I call social media so sister akwabe ne card our display. I trust or NPP ni but was NPP the crop of NPP leaders or more currently no. We are bad leaders. That's why it's all bash omo.
Okay.
So that is for the fact. And minya only say sometimes politics make us of I say may refer to or no me make personal statement. When you make a statement, oh, there be many problems.
Yeah, you were saying,
oh, until I make us at ending at them. I will never do that. Never. But I will address the issue. Of I will say, of I said, what's Kevin Taylor by? Or that vice president fee.
And I
it's a vague statement. You shouldn't, any person cannot be across. And secondly, was say, boy, now your friend is saying, yachino you know sunyai no baba mando ye de net na oban mu
ozo de net na ka mu kwa
Accra yeah Apia Stadium Ekoka said which I never supported that statement Oka said President Akufo-Addo num wi ye kire no ebu no ewro no ho e de net na pick up to from Kuromu ha to Accra on de no nya nipa baba mando ye more human chair on I don't know if it was wrong yesterday, it is wrong today. But if you didn't have the balls to condemn it yesterday, keep quiet.
Exactly.
My member of a honor, the next 2 minutes of my main
just 2 minutes, 1 minute cassette. Be a friend saying,
there be 2 minutes to make all your submissions.
No. Maybe no man Kazakra men found. Yeah, you were. And I speak at the majority leader. I say, Omo was Supreme Court, no. Woman, you're sensible. Any only an answer for Bia was Supreme Court.
I video.
Okay, I know Nanche. Your maimu. And you will say, woman can any pass smart. Attitude workers will be obetwa Bama MPP Bia or ya bois. Ghana, see you. It is that time no only boss out of the casa. I don't know your boss, no the casa. What's what be only boss or casa, no, any class or casa. And now, what he.
Captain Smart was arrested 39 times under your regime. 39 times.
Some few minutes.
What I make can say? There has been insults on leaders. Oh, Ghana. Now, boss, no, she saw say now, Papa. I don't know one who are. What you can have. Now you are there. What's your Oliver Boamah? What's your Oliver Boamah? Na problem soon a police car. Esi wabet na ko to police car ki akoto akone. Police car wako to police key akoto akone. Aboche baby anke bobo tuo amwo. Wo sa de ni nyina. Atenye ba na woni okrom ha. Mo kasa mo ti ana o tete obi kasa na koti Muhammad a na kwakoye crime. Na kwakoye crime. Onu kasa na wo say was shooting himself in the foot. And then my work can was seminal. What to me and you and can a satam no. Said the uncle for the cananya. One castle. Jubilee House in the friend Jolly House. A before fear, San Mukaya, and no more than year before, and a mutisafianum. Matcha bra. Matcha Bocrano, and it is a fianum. Mamma landed by says, and never jump. I was say, if you need a Jolly House. What says also I refer to Nanado say, oh, you thief, the biggest thief of all time. Only, it in the Samjo, they catch Nanado ya cronfono, number of me, Fia Crono, na Fin Hono, video na dasono. I don't know what Yanas want it. Hypocrisy. Yes, and I bet me a Canadian.
Oh, Famida say, Mammy Brown.
Yes, I bet me a Canadian. We say, woman Casanebiana, Nasabian, Debbie, to say anything.
Right.
But Obi and right so because what type of behavior is that? Obi and no be place
we I say good evening Libya Boga. It is only in the Ashanti region that the NDC can boldly make such statements because they believe the NPP is gradually losing touch with the hearts of the people, which could help them gain more seats in 2028. They know that in some strongholds like the Volta region, many people remain loyal to the NDC regardless of the situation. Osiminuya Santini, Mwasante Semhunyao. Because if care is not taken, a time will come when people will gradually take over the Ashanti region. We Efri Mackenzie. And the way Ebana Alaji, I'm referring to as a Nalaji Kase in 2028, when you're 38.2.
Nipa no ka say yema amam for ma Masante se muhia omo. The rest of Debbie.
And this the allergic kind there. Omabomu and
Mabomu na be kire. Abomu no so de e pafo.
Debbie nya na be ka.
Ghana obi aso anya ho fa so.
Right.
Exception of
futuo and am dey ma two leading political parties. Omuru efi omo ho ametwe omo adwenso animu nyam a omu class two leading political parties no it is gradually eroding.
Yes.
Omo ni mo nyam no epepa.
It's true.
NDC ni MPP ni nyina ye kasa efri omo echitafo enumu ba. Omo institute body bia within their political parties ebe punish it. Omo kasa anye and I be relegate omo to the backdrop and sadia omo ni mo nyam no so eti na me di ja alaji say on fan command political party ni say MPP ebe agenda 111 say omo si 111 hospitals abomo no me betena ha bashi o but is amosomo ye agenda 216 mo be si 216 markets mo nim say muniska mamo start na se mo start na taxpayers money kakra no mo start ko hye form e ma ne sei abra teacher for the next 40 fie amafo nya adwuma nya bo hu kwa dem ba fa so ku
the answer to Alaji Apom pato anymre mote uncle Kwasi enka mote uncle Kwasi enka former director of communication for MPP Wasantema say Emmanuel Osejemfi a development consultant mote enka Alhaji Sita Seidu as also mote enka the NDC communication team Wasantema say